An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar, but when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
There's no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Home of the Mustangs. See that giant statue out in front? The Essentia Health Field. A bit intimidating, you may say. Well, they've got a darn good football team ranked number 3 in the state of North Dakota tonight. They go toe-to-toe against the number 2 ranked Magi from Minot High. Welcome into our pregame show here tonight, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. It should be a doozy here tonight when number 2 and number 3 come together. The Magi are at 5-0. Cheyenne is at 4-1. Minot gets outside the conference again here tonight, as do the Mustangs from Cheyenne. Valvoline brings you the pregame show here this evening. Valvoline and the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. 15 minutes where you stay right in your vehicle at the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Nothing beats it. It's quick, it's convenient. They do a great job with certified technicians at all. Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. 5 locations throughout Minot and Bismarck. I'm Nick Holbert, joined tonight by a good friend of mine, Mr. Dave Wilson, on the call. We'll bring my broadcast partner in right now. Dave, great to see you, my friend. It's been a while since state hockey, the last time we got to call a game together, and tonight we've got one that should be a real treat.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Anytime you're talking about Friday night high school football in the state of North Dakota, you've got the number 2 ranked team in Minot, the number 3 ranked team in West Fargo Sheyenne. Beautiful, beautiful night. We had some rain here earlier today in West Fargo, and I know that cleared away, and really the winds died down, and we've just got a perfect evening and a great venue for high school football.
It should be a lot of fun here tonight. There's no question about that. Anytime you've got a marquee matchup like this with ranked teams in the state of North Dakota, the hype alone around it for high school football really is almost mesmerizing. But really tonight, the tale of the tape almost seems like this offense by Cheyenne, this defense by Minot High, those two coming together tonight really is a battle on the gridiron that a lot of football heads and fans are really looking forward to.
Yeah, that's what I've been, living on the east side of the state here. I've seen what Minot has done defensively, and with the number of shutouts that they have this year, I had at least 3 to my knowledge, and really the offense for Cheyenne still trying to kind of find their identity, going with a different look at quarterback tonight with Caden Nelson. In the past, they used Caleb Durr, the Division I baseball recruit for South Dakota State University. So, they'll run the same RPO type offense with see what the defense is giving them. But really, with Deere, he kind of a run first guy, where Nelson likes to throw the ball up to his older brother, a little backyard variety there, like you say. But I'm really interested. It'll be the Minot defense is going to be tested tonight by a pretty good offense, and I think for sure the best team that Minot has seen this year, and by the end of the night, Cheyenne will be able to tell you if Minot is the best team that they've seen after playing Shanley.
Well, let's take a look at the standings and see how they shape up coming into tonight, Dave. And you see the West region right now. These standings have Minot High at the top of the list again. They're on a 5-game winning streak, unbeaten, not only in the conference at 4-0, but 5-0 overall on the season after their win against Davies. That was an out-of-conference matchup. You see Bismarck at number 2, Mandan's at number 3, Williston at number 4. They climb up after a win last week. St. Mary's is at 5. A big surprise here. Century sits right now at number 6 in the conference at 0-2. Legacy at 0-3. The other games tonight around the state of North Dakota inside of WDA play. You've got Legacy at Shanley, Century at Williston, St. Mary's at West Fargo. You're dialed in right now to Minot at Cheyenne, and Bismarck and Mandan are duking it out tonight as well. That Bismarck-Mandan matchup, by the way, that's a number 4 against number 5 in the state of North Dakota showdown here this evening. That's a big one as well. We can take a quick live look in that's brought to you by Planet Pizza here tonight. We can see that it's scoreless in that ball game early on, 4:45 left. Planet Pizza, by the way, will deliver tonight, 701-852-1700. Planet Pizza. Pizza truly is out of this world. That's some of my favorite stuff on the planet, and I'm not just saying that. It really is the case. Planet Pizza brings you the live look, and we'll get a few of those here throughout the evening. Back to those standings on the east side of the state. Well, Shanley's number 1. They're the buzzsaw. Everybody talks about them being the team that is almost impossible to beat. Cheyenne at number 2. They're 1-1 inside the conference. Davies is number 3 at 1-1 as well. West Fargo, the Packers, are 0-2 inside of conference play. There's where the EDC and the WDA stack up coming into week number 6 of North Dakota high school football. We're going to take a break here on our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. When we come back, we're going to dive further into this matchup here this evening. The Magi are on the road taking on the Sheyenne Mustangs. Marquee matchup here tonight on the PSP Network. We're thrilled to have you folks with us. Dave and I will look at the numbers with you when we come back here to Veterans Boulevard in West Fargo, North Dakota, as we get set and ready for what could be a real good one here tonight with the Mustangs and the Magi. That young man right there, Luke Beater for the Magicians, looking to be superb here tonight.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Well, Dave, what do you think of these guys right here? Gives you a pretty good idea of what Cheyenne's all about here tonight. That's worth seeing one more time. We're going back to that in just a second here. Let's try it again. What do you think of these guys, Dave? They certainly are intimidating here tonight. They got the prison jumpsuits on. The crowd is in full attendance here at Cheyenne.
Well, I tell you, Nick, I hope they look that intimidating during the hockey season, because a couple of those boys are on the Cheyenne Mustang High School hockey team that I help coach. So if they look that intimidating November 21st when we open up against the Red River Rough Riders, I'll be happy.
It will be that intimidation factor not only tonight for the Mustangs, but throughout the sports season. As you mentioned, coaching that high school hockey team here at Cheyenne. It's no secret that the program, since the inception of the school, not only climbing in high school hockey, but in football. My goodness, they've been a dominating force with 3 Dakota Bowl appearances in a short amount of time. There's a real pedigree over here on the east side of the state with the Mustangs.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're really blessed to have a lot of really gifted athletes here in West Fargo. And really, you would think with the splitting of the schools from first there was West Fargo High School, then there's a Cheyenne. Well, now you have to throw West Fargo Horace in as well, where we have a couple of our hockey players playing there as well. We co-op for hockey. I mean, it's really unbelievable that, you know, you've got three class AA, AAA high school football programs in this community that used to only have one, and not only are they doing okay, but they're showing up and playing in the Dakota Bowl. I believe a few years ago, West Fargo High School played Cheyenne in the state championship game. So yeah, hats off to the kids that we have in the community. We do have some special athletes here in West Fargo.
It should be a good one tonight because the Magi have the same. Let's take a look now at some of the players to watch for here tonight. This player matchup brought to you by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. It's Minot State University bringing you the look at the players to watch here tonight. Well, let's start with the Magi. We don't have time to go through all 11 of them, but how about the defense for Minot High? A stout 4 shutouts on the season. They average only 3 points against per game. That's 12 total scores on the season. That came in one game against Mandan. They're led by Michael George, Brady Larson, Griffin Broderick. Those are the linebackers. DJ Jones, the all-region player, plays up on that front line as well. And then in their secondary with Ruziska, Conklin, Brown, and Junt, Minot High really is a force to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the football.
And like we were talking about before we went on air, Nick, Minot played Bismarck Century a few weeks ago, and Ron Wingenbach, the coach of Century, very, very complimentary of Minot's linebacking core. My wife actually works with Ron's son over here at the middle school, and even he was made mention of the Minot linebacking core, how dominant they were in that performance. And I mean, in five football games, you've only got scored on it in one of those football games. I don't care what level you're at, in whatever part of football, that's pretty impressive. You know, 80% of your games are shutouts. That's something to hang your hat on.
Some of the reason that Minot High has been good is because of that defense. The other part is the offense. Looking at the Magi, and Luke Beater, the quarterback for the Magicians, 46 of 74 for 682 yards. He's gone to the end zone 11 times on the year. His top target has been none other than Logan Conklin, the All-Stater. 11 catches for 265 yards. They use him when needed. And boy, he's been good for 6 touchdowns on the season. He's the real deal. Look for Kraft to be big as well. Tyson Ruziska, the tailback for the Magi, 7 touchdowns on the season, next in line behind Beater. 64 carries for 490 yards. He'll need to be a factor here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And that's we're talking a lot about the offense of Cheyenne and the defense of Minot, but so then it's what's the other units going to do? The special teams units. Minot's offense. Can Ruziska get going on a pretty good defensive line for Cheyenne, and really, can Cheyenne's defense kind of turn the page from what was kind of they got beat up a little bit by Fargo Shanley a few weeks ago, and they face another decent offense like Minot, and we'll see how they do tonight.
Well, that offense for the Mustangs on the other side here tonight. We talk about the Minot defense. Well, how about the offense for Cheyenne, the number 3 ranked team in the state? Caden Olson, quarterback that's played in only 4 games. That's because of Deere, the all-state player, all-region player in football, all-state player in baseball. I mean, this kid's the real deal. He went down after week number 2, so it's been Caden Olson. He's rushed 27 times for 3 touchdowns. He's got 5 more through the air, going 51 of 79 for 615 yards. I mean, there's some players here that can get the job done for him, including Colby Walter, Cooper Bryant, Caleb Durr will play in a wideout position tonight. Tate Herman in the backfield and Race Wilson as well. We are officially underway here from Essentia Health Complex in West Fargo, and off the opening kickoff, it's the Mustangs back to midfield. And we're off and rolling here tonight on the east side of the state.
Well, there's one of Cheyenne's athletes right away that you just mentioned, Nick. Race Wilson just found a seam coming right between the hashes up the middle of the field. One of Minot's special teams players there, not really staying in their lane, as you could say. And good field position for the Mustangs starting at Minot's 44-yard line.
Dave, quickly, let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game. These keys to the game are brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air, 25 years of experience as your factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. Northern Plains Heating and Air brings you tonight's keys for the Magi. Well, we talked about their defense. That's going to have to be stout here this evening. On the other side for the Mustangs, they can convert on third down situations here tonight and keep their drives alive. I think that's going to be a factor in this ball game. Would you have any other key to that, or is that basically the bottom line here tonight?
No, and a great start for Minot's defense there. Ruziska coming off the edge there, and a quick passing motion right there by Nelson over to Race Wilson, and great play defensively to make it 2nd and long.
To work go the Mustangs. They fire out over to the far side, breaking free on the spin move was Race Wilson, and you see the offense here for the Mustangs off and roaring early in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, and really it's a lot similar to what a Fargo Shanley does. Just, getting up, getting to the line, looking over, getting the play call, and getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands and getting it to athletes in space.
3rd down and 5 situation here for the Mustangs. They hand off up the middle, and the Minot High stop is going to be made after the ball was ran forward. We're going to see this young man quite a bit here tonight.
Barry Pinu is how you pronounce it, Nick, and Barry is an abbreviated form of the young man's first name, but they call him Barry around here by West Fargo Sheyenne for good reason.
Back to pass, rolling over to the right side. It's going to be incomplete as Cooper Bryant was the one that was in the flat. But the defense was up for the Magi. Michael George in on the coverage. And the Magi are going to get a 1st down and 10 from the 49-yard line.
And it's those linebackers we talked about again before the game, Nick. You had Brady Larson and Griffin Broderick. And boy, I could go on and on about a kid like Griffin Broderick. I walked by him kind of when he was walking on the field for a pregame show. Just unbelievable how well this young man is put together. And for as big as he is, how well he moves, too, is extremely impressive. So a quick turnover on down for Minot.
Magi have Luke Beater from the shotgun. Quick hitter down to Conklin. Conklin doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be gobbled up in a hurry. On top of him, Race Wilson playing in that corner position, sneaking up and shutting the door on the Magi All-Stater Logan Conklin.
Loss of 1 on the play will make it 2nd and 11.
Well, the Magi go backwards on the play, brings up a 2nd down. As Beater brings the play call back in, Minot High in white. Cheyenne's in blue tonight if you're just joining us. How about those kids in the prison jumpsuits that we saw in the pregame tonight? Isn't that great?
Well, I'm going to have to use that later during the hockey season, Nick. But like I said, good to see them out here supporting their classmates.
Quick hitter up the far sideline again. That pass is complete. The Magi are going to move the chains for the 1st down. And the first time here tonight, that pass was completed to Noah Bledsoe. And Bledsoe picks up a 1st down as the Magi march into Cheyenne territory.
And a nice play by Beater with the RPO action with the back there. Slid a man out to an area when Cheyenne was kind of going to the left and Minot came back to the right.
Pass to Ruziska. He's going to cut after he catches it, gets back up over the initial line of scrimmage, then he's going to be brought down on the play. Stop was made by Casa Benz and Knoll. Big thanks again to our friends at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, bringing you the pregame show tonight. 15-minute drive-through oil change, nothing like it. Stay right in your vehicle, Dave. It's beautiful. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They brought you the pregame show here tonight for the showdown with the Magi and the Sheyenne Mustangs. See the big man, the center for the Magicians. Get that one back off to Beater. Now it's handed off. Here's Ruziska. And a first down for the Magicians has them knocking on the Serve Pro red zone.
And just to see a kid like him, you know, every time I see him on the football field, I am just super impressed. You know, runs hard, but runs slippery as well. We're just, you know, tough to get a hand on him. You know, looked like 2 or 3 Cheyenne guys could have got him, but he ended up getting the ball at least 15 yards down the field for Minot.
Beater working down from the shotgun. Ball marked at the 24-yard line. Ruziska's the motion man. Beater falls back to pass. They're going to take a shot up to Conklin. Went up after it all. Had it in the hands, and then it fell out. Incomplete as the coverage was there from Case and Meds.
And really a nice play design again by Minot, putting Ruziska in motion, going to the right, kind of drawing a little bit of attention from the safety for Cheyenne, leaving Conklin wide open really in the end zone. But you know, a great play made by the defensive back there. I believe it was Wilson that came in and broke it up, where just out of Conklin's ability to catch the ball.
Excellent stop there. The secondary coming from the Mustangs. It brings up a second down and 10 for the Magi. Here's Ruziska on the right side. Got to the 21-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball, but it will be a gain on the play. Third down situation coming here for the Magi. Well, we talked about the key to the game for Cheyenne here tonight to those third downs. That was on the defensive side, but the same can be said on the offensive side for the Magi here tonight. Trying to keep these plays and drives alive in these big matchups like this sometimes can really tell the tale of the tape when it's all said and done. The Magi spread it out over on the left with 2 wideouts there. Conklin and Kraft from the shotgun. Beater hands off Ruziska. Right up the middle, Ruziska into the Serve Pro red zone. Serve Pro with 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians. It's Serve Pro in western North Dakota.
Great team. Connor Mansky's in. It's
going to be a 4th down situation coming down for the Magi.
Down for the Magi.
Well, it's a Magician team coming into the showdown tonight that averages just about 200 yards of offense per game. They do it on the ground and through the air. You hear those Cheyenne fans. They're on volume. They're engaged here tonight. And there's going to be a timeout on the field, as Chauncey Hendershot wants to talk things over with his crew. First Hub International Insurance timeout of the ballgame. Hub International at 355-3100. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today. Scoreless first quarter of football. Minot High in the red zone in a 4th down situation. Well, Kellenberg's going to come on to attempt a 35-yarder here for the Magi. Minot High trying for the first points of the ball game. Has the distance. It's up. It is good. And Kellenberg puts it through the uprights for the Magi. And Minot High finds themselves up 3-0.
Right, and a 40-yard field goal in high school football, very, very impressive. You know, being a Minot High graduate, you know, you always hear about the name Burks playing soccer, and I believe, I wonder if it was his sister that was the really good player for Minot a few years ago. But the soccer genes run well in the Burke family, whether they're related or not. I thought Minot was going to come back there and have a 4th down play after they tried to draw Cheyenne off sides there. But if you've got a capable kicker, that's a great thing to have in high school football, and Minot takes the early lead.
3 points on the board, courtesy of a 35-yarder from Kellenberg. Minot High to boot it off now here as Burke goes back to the duties of kicking again for the Magi.
Number 3, Race Wilson.
Well, we knew it was going to be a grudge match here tonight, but those points on a premium. That field goal could play a factor in the ball game. 3-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. There's a run back that's over the 35-yard line. And with some steam forward on the offensive trot there was number 12. That's Cooper Bryant, powered his way up to midfield.
Yeah, and you can already see a change made by Minot special teams. They kicked it deep last time, and Race Wilson very, very close to taking that one a little bit further than 45-yard line. So Minot changes it up, squibs it to one of the up backs, and prevents a big return, but still a decent return there by number 12, Cooper Bryant for Cheyenne.
Mustang offense comes back out. Handed off this time, little spin move.
Number 2, Barry Penu on the carry.
Penu forward, he's going to pick up some yardage on the play. Stop was made by the Minot High line. Well, Penu's a guy that is looked at as being one of those next level type caliber players. His brother playing at North Dakota State University for the Bison. He's going to get the call again here. This time he's going to be shut down by the Minot High line as the big men on the defensive front for the Magi will make the stop. In on the stop for the Magi was number 75, Derek Aravets.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7 now here for the Mustangs. From the shotgun, working is Caden Olson, the junior. He's going to fall back to pass. Fires across the middle. It's complete.
Pass complete to number 3, Race Wilson.
Race Wilson was the one that got the hands on it. Conklin brought him down. Race Wilson, 30th reception of the season. 371 yards to him through the air. He's been good on the year with 2 touchdowns coming by way of the pass.
And one of Nelson's favorite receivers other than his brother. I was kind of interested to see with Dewar now playing wide receiver for Cheyenne how they were going to use Wilson, but really nothing's changed with him, with how they use him with the passing game and the RPO drag routes across the middle. He's doing what he's comfortable doing for the Cheyenne offense.
Cooper Bryant snags that one over by the Minot High sideline, and it will be 2nd down and 7. Olson falling back to pass, taking a big shot here, downfield, into the hands, it's completed. Caleb Dewar into the end zone, touchdown.
And there's Caleb Dewar, the kid who a few weeks ago played quarterback, was dealing with an injury. Really Caden Nelson, a nice RPO look there, looking off the safety. You know, we had single coverage for Minot there, and kind of over the top. Dewar, a Division I baseball commit. We've said that a couple times, but really a big, good athlete getting the ball downfield, which Nelson really likes to take his shots deep. So we'll probably see that. Definitely an adjustment that Minot will have to make.
Number 5, Chase Adland on to attempt.
Well, Adland's going to come on to kick the extra point. Cheyenne strikes back on their 2nd drive of the ball game. This is down. It is up. Does it have the distance? It does. It's right down Broadway. And it's 7-3. Cheyenne on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Caleb Dewar takes it on a perfect spiral from Caden Olson. Got ourselves a ball game tonight here in West Fargo.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Absolutely beautiful night tonight here in West Fargo, North Dakota. If you're a fan of the Mustangs, you're liking it even more because they've got the lead 7-3. Caleb Deere took it into the end zone for the touchdown. First game back after missing 4 in a row. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Short kick goes over to the Minot High.
Kick is fair caught by number 22, Caden
Over
Fillion.
towards the Minot High sideline. That one's going to be fair caught by Caden Fillion. Fillion will hang on to it. The Magi will bring the offense back out here with Luke Beater.
Really a heady play there by Caden Fillion. A lot of high school kids might panic a little bit with the short pop-up kick there, but been coached well. Just put your arm in the air, fair catch it, and give mine a good field position at the 40-yard line.
Beater working here. He's going to hand off Ruziska on the left side. Finds a bit of a seam, and Ruziska trots forward. Gain of 2 on the play. And this brings up a second down. And 8 for the Magi.
And really, Nick, a battle that I'm seeing right away is you've got big number 55, Cade Petchak for Cheyenne in the middle, going against big number 67, Raja Fulton for Minot. Just 2 big body kids there going at each other. Really, really fun to watch. Two good teams going at it with 2 good lines.
Minot High spreads it out again, this time on the right side. They're going to try to move it up to Conklin. He's got it. He's wrangled up by Race Wilson after a gain of 2 on the play. And Conklin's got his work cut out for him here tonight against Race Wilson. That's a matchup that's going to only be more intriguing as this night continues.
Right, and just once again, both teams have a lot of kids that play both ways. We'll kind of see maybe who needs a deep breath first, but really, I mean, Race Wilson's probably run about 2 or 3 miles so far for Cheyenne, playing offense, defense, special teams.
From the shotgun, hand it off here, off to Ruziska. He'll cut free. Ruziska is going to pick up a first down, and then some more as Tyson Ruziska continuing to show why he's one of the best in the state of North Dakota. That's carry number 48 on the season. I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's carry number 66 on the season. 6 touchdowns on the ground, another one through the air for him. Just about to 500 yards, right at the top of the list inside of the WDA for rushers across the western region. Only one player in front of him, that's Gavin Lill from Century, who's been the workhorse. 87 carries for Lill. Is that ball on the ground? There's going to be a scrum for it.
Griffin Broderick on the carry.
Broderick gets his first touch. Helmet goes flying off. That was Noah Olson that lost the bucket. He'll have to come out.
Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Really, Minot trying to impose their will here and running right behind right tackle, number 68, Dylan Huber right now. only a junior. My goodness. So the size of some of these kids that, anytime you're going to run right behind Dylan Huber, really great chance for a play to be successful.
Kraft and Conklin again on the left side. Broderick in the backfield. Beater scrambles away, fires it out. Beater had to get rid of that one in a hurry because he had Kason Menz in hot pursuit.
Yeah, maybe got a little bit of the happy feet here there, Nick. Rolling to his left, knew that he was going to get pressured from behind. A nice play design again by Minot, having a guy out there in the flat. Beater rushed the pass a little bit and brings it to a big third down here early in the ball game.
Well, Minot High looking to see if they can march it 8 more yards for another first down. Listen to the Cheyenne crowd here tonight. They will bring down the grandstand. They hand off Ruziska. Ruziska wrangled up, ball on top of him. Menz came in and slammed the door. That's Mansky, rather, that comes in and grabs him.
It'll be 4th down for the Magicians.
Again, Cheyenne bringing pressure from the backside there, and I really thought a nice design there by Minot to get everyone going to the right and hand the ball off to one of your playmakers. But Mansky really, didn't lose contain there, stayed with it and brought him down and forces a Minot punt.
Well, Minot High right at the 45-yard line is going to have to punt this one away. Look out, low punt on the ground. It towers up. Takes a Minot High bounce all the way down to the 25. There's a flag on the play. Oh, listen to this place come alive.
Yeah, Nick, and I honestly thought from where I'm standing right here that the ball might have been tipped on the punt there, but the white hat official I believe is going to call roughing the punter on West Fargo Sheyenne. He did talk to.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I thought he might have got a hand on that ball, but the punter for Minot did react as though the ball didn't get tipped. So that'll be 15 yards to the positive for Minot, which had a really poor snap back to the punter and kind of dodges a bullet per se there late here in the first quarter.
Well, that doesn't draw the positive attention of Jeremy Newton, the 10th-year head coach here at Sheyenne. Off to Ruziska, avoids a tackle, then he's going to cut for some more yards after he was tripped up on the play. And Ruziska marches it off forward. That 15-yard penalty, really a momentum changer here with under 2 minutes to play in our first quarter of football.
And a big thing in high school athletics now with Coach Newton. I've been there before. Now it's, boy, kids, we got to turn the page. We got to play to the next step. Let's see how Sheyenne responds to that penalty. A little bit of momentum change.
Beater back to pass, taking a shot, has Conklin. Corner of the end zone, Conklin gets a hand on it. Oh, they're going to say he's out of play.
Conklin is incomplete.
Boy, a great throw there by Beater, and really a spot that only Conklin could catch the ball. Did a great job. The official right on top of the play, though, there. Said he didn't get a foot in bounds, and that'll make it another third down for Minot.
Well, it doesn't get much closer than that, Dave. Conklin was almost in for touchdown number 7 on the season. Sheyenne fans make some more volume. Minot High trying to get back into the Serve Pro red zone, trying to keep a drive alive as well. On the third down and 6 from the left hash. Off to Ruziska, finds a seam. Ruziska breaks free, cuts again. Ruziska is going to carry over the 10, 5 into the end zone. Flag on the play, but a touchdown there for Minot High.
I think this one is coming back, Nick, holding on the Minot offensive line.
While Ruziska with the lightning-like speed again finds the end zone, but the play is called back on the holding penalty for the Magi. So after the 15-yard gain on the roughing the kicker call, Minot High trots one in with Ruziska. That one will be called back.
Back up to Magi, making it 3rd and 13 from the
third down and 13 here for Minot High.
I believe the holding was on the right guard, number 52 for Minot there, Ethan Armstrong.
Well, another delay here as there's a conversation on the near sideline. The Sheyenne faithful add volume again on another third down. Beater fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, downfield, finds Conklin, all into the hands and then out of Logan Conklin.
And there's that battle again with Conklin and Race Wilson. And Minot got Beater rolled out to his left with a little bit of pressure, one-on-one there. Sheyenne leaving Wilson out on an island there. And, Race Wilson was able to get his hand in, I believe, at the last second there and knock it away. And looks like Minot's going to punt.
Number 81, Colby Ehrman in punt formation for the Magi.
Minot High.
Deep to receive for Cheyenne.
On the 3-and-out situation now with the punter coming out to put the leg on it. That's a towering kick that was sent up by Heston Fowl. And the Mustangs will come back with their offense out of the field. They lead 7-3 with 1:09 remaining here in our first quarter of football. Tonight's game on the PSP Network is brought to you in part by our friends at the UPS Store. UPS Store located on South Broadway in Minot for all your packing and shipping needs. It's the UPS Store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. They're open 6 days a week. Big thanks again to the continued support of the UPS Store. Well, we go back to the offense now here with Cheyenne. A lot of hype and talk about Deere being the quarterback that went down. There's a quick hitter to the outside, and Ray Brown comes up, Anthony Brown comes up, and he makes the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Right, and a great anticipation play there by Brown, getting around the outside receiver there, who probably should have done a better job making sure Brown didn't get to the slot receiver, but big tackle to make it 2nd and long.
Across the middle again, that ball's up. Ball 500 was called. DJ Jones, the Minot High homecoming king, almost had the interception.
And that's a play that Minot's seen before, that quick RPO action, and Cheyenne runs the inside receiver on a slant across the field, and kudos to Minot's coaches that kind of picked up on that. And on this 3rd down, we heard the Minot coaches after the last touchdown said, guys, we got to watch the verticals. So I would think Minot would have a defensive adjustment made there.
One in the backfield, 2 on the left, 1 on the right here for the Mustangs, the number 3 ranked team in the state. Oh, Minot brings the heat. Oh, that ball's on the ground. Who's going to come up with it? Well, they call a pass on the play. It doesn't matter either way because Hedo was the one that ended up with it.
Yeah, and really, I thought a good concept there by Cheyenne. You could see all 4 Minot defensive linemen were in on Nelson, which obviously means that the offensive lineman let him go for a screen pass. Just didn't materialize like they thought, and Cheyenne will end up punting.
Ball's going to tower up all the way into the hands here of Burke. 39-yard line. He goes down and falls on top of it. Brings up a 1st down for the Magicians as the first quarter is going to come to a close. I mean, it wasn't done with that thought yet, Dave, on the conversation with Caden Olson and Caleb Deere, the 2 quarterbacks that have seen snaps this year here for Cheyenne. 2 kids that play the game just a little bit differently. You alluded to that in the pregame show. It certainly has changed the Cheyenne offense, but the identity still remains the same, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. And their bread and butter is going to be the RPO. I mean, with Deere, you've got a quarterback that's going to be run first, and Nelson, I mean, he will take off and run from time to time, but there's a kid that knows that I'm not a Caleb Deere. I'm not 200+ pound Division I athlete quite yet. He's more likely to throw the ball than really tuck it in.
7-3. 1 quarter down, 3 to go here tonight in Mustang land. I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. We've got a good one with number 2 Minot, number 3 Cheyenne. It's the Mustangs with a 4-point lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Well, Luke Beater and Tyson Ruziska. A couple of the Magi Guns here this season on a 2023 schedule. The Magicians have been perfect. They're 5-0 on the year. Minot High hasn't won in the playoffs either, Dave, since 2017. Ironically enough, that's the last time that Minot High beat West Fargo Sheyenne. That was in the quarterfinals
Number 2, Tyson Ruziska on the carry.
of AAA football when the Mustangs and Magi played. Minot High in the victory that night. And that's the last time that the Magicians have a win over Cheyenne. Since then, the Mustangs have owned this series. Minot won that night, by the way, 66-38. That was a bit of a beatdown back in 2017. 2018, the 2 teams did not play each other. 2019, Minot High lost 28-14. In 2020, they didn't play. 2021, they played the quarterfinals. It was 28-6 Mustangs. Here goes Ruziska, far side. He'll dance his way on up.
Number 2, Tyson Ruziska, tackled by number 55.
Gain on the play. They played last year too, by the way, Dave, in week number 6. Same week this year in week number 6. Minot lost 27-14.
Gain of 7 makes it 2nd.
Minot looking to get back on the winning side of this series that Cheyenne has the overall all-time 5-2 mark against Minot High. Here's Broderick. Steps to his left, back to his right. Broderick wrangled up there by a swarm of Mustangs on top of him.
Griffin Broderick on the carry.
Boy, and we talk about earlier how good his footwork is, and boy, that was a lot of back and forth there to get a yard in the trenches there. But still, just really impressed by Griffin Broderick. Can be physical when he needs to be, but also his footwork and in the hole and eluding defenders. The Cheyenne had that play were pretty well sniffed out, and he was still able to get forward for at least a yard.
Well, you see the camera shaking here at Essentia Complex. That's because it's a third down for the Magi. Hand it off, up the gut again, into the Serve Pro red zone. Deeper the Magi go as Broderick dances his way forward. Broderick on the season, 33 carries with 275 total yards. He's been the left to the right 1-2 punch from Tyson Ruziska. 4 touchdowns on the year for Broderick. They go back to him here as he goes over to his right side. That time he's swarmed up by a host of Mustangs again. 77 was in on the stop. Xander Bowery.
In there, the last 2 plays, Minot going to their bread and butter in the running game, running right behind Armstrong and Huber, the right side of Minot's line. The play before that, really, Broderick's about 4 yards downfield before anybody touches him, because Huber and Armstrong get a real good push to the right side of the line and to pick up the first down for Minot.
Magi from the 10-yard line. Beaters got pressure, rolls out, corner of the end zone. Oh, that ball's going to be picked off. Intended for Conklin, and Race Brown took it from him. Race Wilson, took it from him. An INT, and the Mustangs recover the ball back.
Yeah, and Minot had exactly what they wanted there, and maybe Beater with a little bit late on that throw to the corner route by to Conklin, but there again, Race Wilson and Conklin have battled hard now into the second quarter, and that's a matchup that we'll probably talk about well into the fourth quarter, Nick. Those two young kids battling, and Wilson came up, fought for the ball, and bailed Cheyenne's defense out late there near the goal line.
Well, the interception was there. And so are the Mustangs as they set up now from inside their own end zone. On the shotgun, pass up the near sideline. That ball was tossed out, incomplete. Brown on the coverage. It was intended here on the near sideline for Colby Walter, who's got 8 catches on the year for 167 yards.
Yeah, and a really nice play design there, Nick, by Cheyenne, thinking that Minot's going to bite on that short pass, kind of a pump and go. Great job again by Brown in the defensive backfield for Minot. Nelson put it up in a spot that really only his receiver could go get the ball, but Brown was did a fantastic job turning his hips and going and preventing that pass from being completed.
From the shotgun again, second down and 10, deep in their own territory. Quick hitter over on the left side, completed into Caleb Deere's hands. He's got a gain of just about 5 on the play, 4.5, let's call it. Talent Jump made the stop. Well, is it what you thought it would be here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. A good high school football game. One score game, getting in halfway through the second quarter. I think both teams have done a great job of getting their skill kids involved, and really both lines have imposed their will at times, and it's been a great high school football game.
Back to pass again across the middle. Oh, it's picked off. Conklin's got it. Conklin at the 20, down to the 10, 5, touchdown, Logan Conklin.
Caden Nelson's pass is intercepted by number 11, Logan.
And that's a throw, Nick, that Caden Nelson is probably going to want to have back. Minot sitting back really in kind of a zone concept defensively, and really would have had to thread the needle on that throw there, and kind of airmailed his receiver a little bit right to Conklin, who was in a great spot. And from there, it's rally to the end zone for the defense, and a big touchdown for Minot to give them a 9-7 lead here with the extra point pending.
Well, how about that change of events?
Number 3, Kellen Burke, is on to attempt the extra
Beater
point.
picked off on the very next drive. 2 possessions or 2 snaps later, Caden Olsen picked off. This time it was for 6. And Logan Conklin's into the end zone on the defensive score. He marched it in from the 20. Burko to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and the Magicians take the lead back. Oh, what a ball game. PNC National Bank scoreboard reads 10-7. Magi are on top.
We would like to thank our Cheyenne Mustangs football corporate sponsors. Your financial support provides team meals, bus snacks, and the field.
Stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair. Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Back underway we go after the kickoff here from the Magi after the pick 6 from Conklin. And the Minot High defense with a big stop inside the 10-yard line here for Cheyenne. Well, we talk about Logan Conklin on the offensive side of the football, but defensively, he's one of the best players in the state of North Dakota as well. And you see that there on the pick 6 as Logan Conklin read that play. And there's something about that kid. It's something special about him. He's a competitor, and he's humble, and he's a team-first kind of guy. You see him on the very previous possession for Minot High. That pass was intended for him that was picked off on the beater pass. Goes back and gets one. He goes right over to Luke Beater, says, I've got you covered, and Minot High takes the lead back at 10-7 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Got to like kids like that, don't you? Run up the middle. Not much moving there for Cheyenne. Benno on the carry, and the stop was made by DJ Jones for Minot High.
Yeah, getting back to Conklin, Nick, and there's a young man, there's a senior that's been around, and he knows that one play is going to make a football game, and for Minot to be successful on offense, it really runs through one guy, and that's Mr. Beater at the quarterback position there, and it's one throw in one play of a season that's going to have a lot of plays, and for him to do that as a senior leader, to have his quarterback right there, that's big going forward.
Oh, what a play for the Magi as it's thrown out to the flat. It was caught there by Wilson.
Brought down by number 13, Michael George.
But Michael George was on top of him in a quick hurry, and the Magi defense
will make it 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs.
Puts up the wall again, 3rd down and 9 situation.
Really, Minot's the defensive backfield, other than the vertical touchdown that Deere scored, they've done a fantastic job in coverage with a team that's got a lot of athletes. Here comes another big 3rd down for Cheyenne.
Mustangs from deep inside their own territory. Minot High's defense barking with some bite here tonight across the middle. Oh, it's complete. Race Wilson with a first down. He's up over the 25-yard line. As Rosiska and Anthony Brown were there to make the stop and the tackle after the first down and the completion.
And a great play there by Caden Nelson, the quarterback. Not seeing the window right away, kind of pulled the ball back, kind of double pumped there, and found his athlete Wilson over the middle. Great coverage there by Minot. That had to be a perfect throw, and Nelson made a great throw.
Well, the Mustangs continue to work. Oh, up the middle they go.
Number 2, Barry Penno on the carry.
Penno on the carry. He's got himself a gain of just about 9. Where will they spot the ball? A pretty good eye. Hey, Dave, 9-yard gain on that play.
That's exactly what it was, Nick. I'm impressed.
About 8 on the play. 2nd and short for the Mustangs.
It was a lucky guess. It's Nick Holberg and Dave Wilson on the call here tonight. Great to see you, Dave. Glad that you could join us for high school football here this evening. We don't get over to the east side of the state very often, but when we do, it's always fun to be reunited. You'll hear Dave at the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. He calls the state tournament with me each and every year. That is, of course, unless the Sheyenne Mustangs are playing in one of those games, as he's one of the assistant coaches. Pass is complete, up the middle. Caleb Deer's going to break free. There's a big gain for Deer as he avoids a tackle. The yards after the catch bring them over the 45-yard line, and the Mustangs are on the move.
Right, and Nelson has done a great job turning the page there. Found Deer there on a little quick slant route, and Deer did the rest there. Really a fantastic job by him, getting Sheyenne about 5 to 7 more yards after the quick hitter from Nelson.
DJ Jones in on the stop.
Peno on the carry, DJ Jones on the stop.
9 for Cheyenne.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. Find them online, bonnet.braces.com. Free virtual consultations online at Prestwich Orthodontics. Incomplete pass there as that one was thrown across the middle for Deer again. And the secondary coverage for Minot High was stout.
Right, and again there, credit to Nelson. I'm really impressed with the young kid, taking over the quarterback role there. Kind of looked off Broderick there and looked him over with his eyes to find the seam, and probably a pass that his receiver should have caught.
Rolling out. Pass is complete. Oh, big hit there.
Wilson's pass complete to number 3, Race Wilson. Brought down by
that was Brady Larson, the All-West Region selection. Wilson might have got his bell rung just a bit on that hit.
Oh, and then he's going to be sore either way in the morning with the amount of snaps that he plays. And boy, to meet a linebacker out there in the flat, boy, then take a shot like that. Let's hope he's okay, Nick.
4th down now here for the Mustangs. They're going to take a shot across the middle. Incomplete pass.
Wilson's pass intended for number 15.
Well, Nick, right there, that's the old Mike Zimmer double A-gap pressure there, and no better player on Minot's defense there to bring in that A-gap than Griffin Broderick. Just a big physical force, and as soon as Nelson saw who was coming at him right there, his arm angle kind of dipped a little bit and said, oh boy, I better get rid of this, and not the throw that he'd like because he wasn't able to step into it. A big turnover on downs for Minot with 4:12 left here in the second quarter.
Well, you see the bigs for the Magi run up onto the ball. That offensive line deserving plenty of credit here this year. Aravet, Reestead, Armstrong, Huber. Creating space for this guy right here is up. Is Jadrian Small, his first touch of the ball game, and Small's got a gain of just about 8 on the play.
And just as you're giving credit to the right side of the Minot's offensive line, that time they ran off left tackle by Arvet and Reestead. I mean, really an imposing run there for Minot's offensive line, and really all four kids, tackles, center, and the guards are really doing a great job right now in their run blocking scheme.
Handed off again, this time over towards the left side. Small towards the sideline. He's going to be pushed out. A bounce there, making the stop for Cheyenne was Noah Olson on the stop.
And that time, Minot pulled their center, Tegan Nichols, 6 foot, 255 pounds, came off the left side and met a defensive back there. A great job by Cheyenne sticking the run, but boy, that is a big body to meet that far away from the field. I'm surprised how far. He must have pulled about 15 yards there towards the Cheyenne sideline.
They're shaking the stands again here tonight as Kraft goes into motion. One in the backfield, it's Broderick. Broderick prancing his way forward. He's not going to get enough for the first down.
Griffin Broderick on the carry.
But he still had forward motion, or where will they mark the ball, Dave? That's the question here.
Looks like we're about a yard short here. It's going to be about 4th and 1. Doesn't look like Minot sending in the punt team here. They've got the bigs in. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run off a right tackle here with Mr. Broderick behind Mr. Cooper here on 4th down.
Well, the Magi just keep it here with Beater. Do they push forward enough? Where will the spot come? You saw how close it was for the Magi.
If they mark it here by the near side line judge here, I believe they've got the first down to the 50-yard line. I thought the way that Minot was lined up, they were going to go off tackle there with Broderick, but you've got a tall, lengthy kid like Beater behind center. That's never a bad option too, to go behind your 250-plus pound center up the middle.
Magi pick up the first down. They march up to the ball again. Beater from the shotgun. 2 wideouts over on the right side. Kraft comes into motion towards the bottom of your screen. They hand off again. Broderick. He cuts to his right. Now he's going to be wrangled up, and the stop was made. The size is there.
Number 55, Kate Petschak in on the
Petschak was in on the tackle. 6'5", 240 pounds.
Second and 9.
No size here on this Mustang team.
Yeah, and there's a kid. We were talking to some of the gentlemen here in the press box before the game, and that's a kid that's already getting looked at by Coach Chris Kleeman for the Kansas State Wildcats, and he'll have his fair share of offers, being only a junior.
Beater throws it out to Kraft through the hands, incomplete. On their offensive line, they've got Tommy Ottoman, 6'8", 220. It's like the WWE superstars rolling out onto the gridiron here tonight for the Mustangs.
Right, just a lot of big body, and we call them big body kids, but they're also athletic kids. You know, these kids pull. You know, they've got them from blitzing from different spots on the field. I mean, you have to be more than a big body now to play offensive line with the different looks and the RPO and the different play calling nowadays. A credit to the kids. They make it look easy.
Back to passes. Beater got knocked down, got into the hands there of Ruziska.
Number 2, Tyson Ruziska.
But right back to the original line of scrimmage. And the Magi find themselves in a 4th down situation.
On the stop for the Mustangs.
And there, Minot's just trying to use kind of a screen concept there to Ruziska, but really a great job by the Cheyenne defense there. I believe Wilson was over there yet again. He found his way back on the football field, Nick, as most tough kids do. About a minute left here. I would assume Minot's going to bring out their punt team and punt them deep here and try to get to the half with a lead.
Century leads Williston 14-0. And at halftime, Mandan leads.
Well, let's see if we can take a live look into the showdown tonight in Bismarck. We can. Mandan leading 21-13 over the Bismarck High Demons tonight at the Starion Sports Complex. Scott Woodmansey and Chuck Claremont have the call of that ball game here tonight. While you go across the big money, a little bit of road construction from Bismarck over to Mandan. That's not going to slow anybody down from going to that ball game tonight. A rivalry with the Demons and the Braves, especially with Bismarck's ranked number 4, Mandan ranked number 5 in the state of North Dakota. Big punt all the way back to the 15-yard line as that was hammered down. Fair catch was called by Sullivan Irie. And it's a first down and 10 for the Mustangs, as Minot High has done a splendid job here tonight, not giving the Mustangs any free field position.
Right, and they've done a great job with making adjustments in the defensive backfield. When Deer caught that touchdown, it was kind of, oh boy, that Minot's going to have to figure out something to make an adjustment on that. And credit to the kids, not a lot of free space out there in the secondary for the Cheyenne Mustangs, and they run 3, 4, 5 wide sets with kids, and there's a lot of room out there. But credit for Minot with sticking to their defensive scheme.
Mustangs fire out to the far side. Pass complete.
Olsen's pass is complete to number 15, Caleb Deer.
Got a timeout coming on the field, I do believe.
Great job by number 23 there for Minot, Talon Junt, making the tackle inbounds. And it's a situation where you'll give up 6-7 yards. That's fine. Tackle them inbounds. Keep that clock running. Force them to use their timeouts. 51 seconds left here in the half for Minot. Really just keep them in front of you here. Don't let someone slip behind you here and make a mistake. Get to the halftime here with a lead. You played a really good road half for Minot here, other than a couple miscues. I think the coaching staff would have to be happy to get to the half time up 3 points over the number 3 team in the state.
Well, you see Jerry Danielson on your screen, one of the Magi coaches. He's been around for a long, long time with Minot High. Nothing but smiles from him in the pregame here tonight. Hub International Insurance timeout. 10-7 Magi late in our first half.
Otter. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Pass is complete. There's a block there that's going to free some space.
Pass complete to number 15, Caleb Deere.
And Caleb Deere's the recipient to that pass again. And Deere showing his athleticism.
That's another Mustangs.
Yeah, great play design there, the Cheyenne, to get him the ball in space. And initially I thought, oh boy, for Minot, because he had a lot of space out there, not so many white jerseys, but a great job by Minot rallying to the football.
Fired across the middle. That pass slung across there. Look out, the official went down on the play. He's up and all right. Ruziska in on that coverage.
Yeah, really, and again, Nelson not able to step into that throw and throwing off his back foot, kind of sidearm backyard football. Maybe a throw you want to step into there, maybe lead your receiver a little bit, but put his receiver and the official for that matter in a little bit of a precarious situation.
Well, the Minot High cheerleaders here again tonight doing their part. Loud and proud over to our left here this evening. Good contingency of Minot High fans made the 4-hour drive down 83 and over on 94.
Pass complete to number 2, Barry Penny.
Well, at least that's the way that I got on over here today. The Grand Forks route for me just isn't one that it's not preferable.
No, and I used to take 52 to get back to Minot, but it always seems like that's under road construction now. So I head down to Bismarck now and just kind of set the speedometer at about 82 miles an hour, and you make about 2.5 hours from Bismarck to Fargo.
Good call, partner. That's about where I was at today. And just a quick note to everybody watching here tonight, the left lane is not for just a Sunday stroll, that's the passing lane. Speaking of passes, that one across to the left, that's incomplete. Tossed out to Cooper Bryant. Coverage was there from the Magi. And it brings up a 4th down. Minot High is going to look to receive the punt here.
Yeah, and I really a credit to Minot's defense. Nelson doesn't seem comfortable out there throwing the football, Nick, and that's a throw too, just a little quick out to his left, and seemed like he had a little bit of the happy feet there and just wasn't able to make a good throw to his receiver.
Kellenberg turns the motor on. He's over the 50-yard line, up over the 45-40, bust free on the near sideline. And Kellenberg gives the Magi some primetime field position with 35 seconds ticking down here in our opening half of football.
And really, Nick, to continue my point, if you're Cheyenne there, the last thing you want to do is punt the football. It was, if Nelson completes that pass, they get 3 or 4 yards, but Minot's probably not going to call a timeout. They're probably happy getting to the half, and now really Minot about 10 or 15 more yards, and they're in Burke's field goal range.
What an asset that is. He opened the scoring here tonight for the Magicians from 35 yards out. Pass away to Ruziska. Cuts free, tripped up at the last second there as Ruziska is going to pick up about 5 on the play. But the stop was made again from big number 18 on the far sideline. I was having a hard time seeing Mansky's second portion of that 8. Kind of looks like a 10 the way he's got that uniform tucked up into the pads.
Right. I thought initially it was Kaysen Menz, but it is Mansky out there. He's played quite a bit of football tonight.
Down to the final 14 seconds to play here in the first half of football. BNC National Bank scoreboard reads 10-7.
Second down and
Minot High on top.
From the 31.
Conklin on a pick 6. Burke on a 35-yarder. Caleb Deere on a 47-yard dance into the end zone for the Mustangs. If you're just joining us, pass is complete near side. Burke completed. He's going to dance out of bounds. Ball game on the PSP Network here tonight. Also brought to you in part by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Since 1942, Roger Ward Moving and Storage has been proudly helping the region with their moving and storage needs. It's Roger Ward Moving and Storage.
Hey, Mustang fans, I think that defense needs to hear you.
If the night couldn't get any more beautiful, Dave, look at the moon starting to pop out here. Right over Veterans Boulevard tonight.
Well, and somebody has also started a fire, Nick, which smells absolutely fantastic up here in the press box.
Get the s'mores out, my friend. Beater's back to pass, looking for a treat of his own. Conklin, corner of the end zone. Oh, right through the hands, incomplete.
Peters pass intended for number 11.
And really, Minot had exactly what they wanted there. Race Wilson in coverage for Cheyenne, and Conklin did have him beat by a step just out of the outstretched arms of Conklin there. Would have been a big play for Minot at the end of the half, but there is a second left on the clock. It is 4th down. I don't know if Burke has a 45-plus yard leg here. I would probably assume Minot's just going to toss one up in the end zone.
Well, they've got some targets to do so with Conklin and Kraft. Chauncey Hendershot delivering the instructions over on the far sideline. We're talking about a class act. Chauncey Hendershot has certainly been that guy. See him with the play call. 4th down and 2. Only a second left here in the first half. They're going to do what you said, Dave. Trying for one. They toss it up. That pass is going to be picked off. As up after it. And grabbing it out of the air was number 13, Sullivan Irie. We're through one half of football here tonight on the PSP Network. We've got ourselves a good one. 10-7 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Halftime report comes up next here on the PSP Network. Dave and I will break down the first half numbers. Take a look around the state of North Dakota as well. We'll also look at the media poll for week number 6. Dubbed as a doozy here tonight. It hasn't disappointed yet. Magi by 3 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
Well, we're showing them again for good reason. Look at these cats earlier on here tonight. The intimidation factor certainly odd here in West Fargo tonight. Student section doing their part, trying to set a tempo here tonight for this 3A matchup between Minot High and West Fargo Sheyenne. It's been a good one. Welcome into our intermission report, brought to you by our friends at Sport Clips. You can sign in with a hairstylist today at Sport Clips. Sport Clips, home of the MVP haircut experience. Nick Holberg and Dave Wilson on the call here tonight. Dave, your thoughts overall in this ball game through the first half? We dubbed it as one that could be a doozy, and it certainly has not disappointed in my mind yet here tonight.
Yeah, I thought a really good performance by both teams in the first half. I liked the adjustments made on both sides of the ball by both teams. I mean, they know it's a big game. They know it's for the rankings down at the end of the year. I mean, Nick, once it gets to the postseason with the ranking system it has, this could be a 2 versus 3 matchup. Once we get into to the playoffs, you know, very likely these two teams will probably play again. But you know, both sides getting the ball to their playmakers. We saw Deere, we saw Ruziska for Minot, we saw Broderick for Minot with some big runs, and I really think when it gets to the end here, it's going to be decided in the trenches. I think if Minot continues to pressure Nelson, the young quarterback for Sheyenne, you know, the kid's got a great arm, has made some great reads, but you can tell that they've been able to fluster him, and you know, for him getting from his first read to his second read, if he does a little bit better a job, Cheyenne will probably be able to have a little bit more success. And I think for Minot, imposing your will more and taking advantage of those offensive situations. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown yet, but they've been there knocking on the door. I think 10-7 is probably a fair score for how the first half is played. I'm anxious to see how Minot comes out here in the second half. They'll receive the football, and I would assume that we'll get a steady dose of Rosiska and Broderick going forward. And they haven't quite been able to hit Conklin in the deep passing game quite yet, but I don't think by any means that means they're going to go away from it.
Well, you look at what the scoring has been here in the showdown, and a game reset coming your way right now, brought to you by Minot State University. Did you know, Dave, that 96% of the graduates at Minot State University are either employed or they're continuing their education? MSU grads get jobs, period. That's a pretty good stat. Best way to predict your future is to create it with over 100 areas of study at Minot State. You'll earn the degree for the career that you desire. Minot State brings you this game resets. When you look at it, we started with a 35-yard field goal from Kellen Burke. You don't see that too often, especially from that distance in high school football, but Burke was just as pure as gold.
Right, and really you see maybe a team like a Shanley or a Fargo South will have a kid that specializes in kicking that's a soccer player. So for Burke, a kid that plays his fair share of offensive and defensive snaps for Minot to throw in kicking a 35-yard field goal, boy, give the kid credit. That's not an easy thing to do, especially when it's something you don't specialize in.
That's how Minot High opened the scoring here tonight. Then the next one came on the other side of the field. It was a 47-yard play as Caleb Deere ran into the end zone, and Deere continues to impress after he's been out for the last 3 weeks. Last 4 weeks for Caleb Deere. Played the first two, and then he has been off since. He's back in the lineup here tonight. And Caleb Deere, playing in that split end position, scores his 7th touchdown of the year from 47 yards out. That made it 7-3 Cheyenne. And then it was Logan Conklin that was on the offense, waiting for the pass from Beater. They were in the red zone, knocking on the door. The ball was picked off on the very next possession. After the pickoff, Minot High's Conklin has a pick six, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. That may be your play of the game right there.
Right, and just a senior making a big play. You talked about how he went over and talked to Peter after the interception, kind of like, I got you, man. And what you're looking for in those situations is a kid to step up and make a play. And it's just so important to have good seniors on your team and make senior leadership plays. And that's a play that I think Minot High will remember for the rest of the season as a play when one of their senior leaders on the team really stepped up and made a difference in an important football game.
Time to take a look at the media poll this week. It's brought to you by Ackerman Esfold. Ackerman Esfold bringing you a look at how the media stacks these teams up in the state of North Dakota. Well, why is there so much hype about this one? It's because Minot's ranked number 2, Cheyenne's ranked number 3. Shanley's still the top dog in the state, according to the media. 19 first place votes. 2 first place votes for Minot. I'll give you one guess on who one of those was. I think they're for real. I mean, I've seen Shanley. I've seen the other scores in the state. Obviously, the teams need to play to see where they're going to fall into line. But at the end of the day, if Minot High's defense can continue to play the way that they have on this season, my argument would be that they have enough weapons up front in Kraft, Broderick, Conklin, Beater, Ruziska. I mean, you name them. If the defense could hold their teams to under 12 points per game, hold the opponents to 12 points per game, Minot High is going to be able to score at some point, you'd have to think. So obviously Shanley can do the same thing. We don't need to get into that right now, but Minot High's got to vote for me. Cheyenne's at number 3, Bismarck at number 4, Mandan at number 5. Mandan back into the poll after not being ranked last week. Any arguments here on the poll this week for week number 6 in your mind?
No, and really, I talked to a couple of our hockey kids who played for Cheyenne after they played Shanley, and they said, yeah, Shanley's the real deal. Of course, after you lose a game, they're going to, there's always, we didn't play very well and all that, which you'll get from high school kids. But no, very, very complimentary of Shanley, the way that they move the football around. And, with the kids that they lost last year, Nick, a really good quarterback. Hakeem is up playing wide receiver for the University of North Dakota. I mean, they had a lot of really good players, and for them to just kind of take the next step and, back up to that #1 spot there in the state of North Dakota. I mean, I would agree with that, but then I can't fault you too for giving Minot High a first place vote when you've had shutouts in 4 of your 5 games, and really handled a Fargo Davies team last week, a home shutout against the Eagles, and I don't think the Eagles are very used to getting shut out in high school football. So it'll be a battle to the end. But these top 4 and 5 teams are pretty good high school football teams, and I'm really looking forward to November.
Somebody else was on my boat as well, swimming upstream, or however you want to look at it, voting for the Magi. They received 2 of those first place votes. Well, it's time for our second half here tonight. Second half of football brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Roger Ward Moving and Storage can help you with your moving and storage needs. They've been around since 1942. That's a long time at Roger Ward. Big thanks to them. And to Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. It's Prestwich Orthodontics at MinotBraces.com. Cheyenne's in blue. Minot High is in white. Uh-oh, that ball's going to come back into the hands of the Mustangs here. It was a little bit of a pooch kick that came up into the hands there of Mason Eichhorn. He bumbled it. And the Mustangs get the possession after the kickoff.
Right, a quick turnaround there. I was kind of thinking Cheyenne may try the same thing with the short kick coming out of the second half here. A big moment for Minot's defense faced with a short field to start the second half. You think you're going to go on offense and have a chance to try to impose your will a little bit, but now they've got to come up with a big stop.
Well, you see Chauncey Hendershot on your screen. Chauncey working in year number 4 as the Magi bench boss. Chauncey's compiled a record of 12-17 to this point in his tenure at Minot High School. Obviously taking the program in a very positive direction. Not that it wasn't before under Holman's lead. Fantastic job from Barry Holman and everybody before. Not what I'm saying at all, but when you go from being in the state title or a contender back in 2017 to all of a sudden not making the playoffs for a couple years, the program really starts to feel a little sour, I would have to think, from outside looking in. And now the Magi are back in a driver's seat position where they're a favorite to be in the playoffs, and not only to be in them, but to win it when it's all said and done. On the quarterback keeper, all with some steam. We haven't seen him run the ball much yet tonight. He does here, and he powers his way up. That's Caden Olson, and Olson's got a first down as the Mustangs looking to knock on the ServPro red zone for the first time here tonight.
And there's an adjustment there by the Cheyenne coaching staff, probably telling old Nelson that, if it's not there, don't feel free to pull the ball down and run. The first time he's taken off and run the ball tonight, and did a great job getting a big first down for Cheyenne.
Penu on the run again. He's got a first down into the ServPro red zone. 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians at ServPro. Shot to the corner of the end zone. That pass is going to fall incomplete as they try to go to Deere again. Coverage was there in the secondary by Anthony Brown.
And really a big play there by Minot. We say the name Griffin Broderick again, and that's a play where Nelson's not able to set his feet because Broderick's bringing pressure in again from the A gap. He's able to set his feet. That might be a touchdown.
On the handoff, Minot High's defense comes in.
Number 2, Barry Penu on the carry.
Penu can't go anywhere because the Minot High big boys were there to shut the door. Dylan Huber in on the stop for the Magi.
Dylan Huber on the stop. Loss of about a yard will make it third down and 11.
Well, if you haven't already done so, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube platform. like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms as well. That pass complete, tossed up. It's into the hands of Colby Walter, and Walter marches it closer now to the goal line.
Right, and really a great route there where Nelson just kind of threw the ball up into a space, and Walter in on the slant made a nice catch to get Cheyenne a first down.
Mustangs spread it out, but they hand off up the middle. Penu was on the carry, shut down at the line, brings up a second down situation now here for the Mustangs. Our mission at the PSP Network is to promote local athletes.
Second and goal.
A like and a follow on our social media platforms goes miles as far as promoting these kids and what it does for helping with sponsorships and things of that nature. So if you could kindly do so, we sincerely ask that you do to like and follow the PSP Network. It helps our mission so much. Third and goal now from the 1 yard line.
Right, and Cheyenne's going to go quick again, not letting Minot substitute, but really it's going to be big body on big body here. Now they'll bring it back, maybe a little RPO action.
Up the middle that time, Peno's going to find the seam. Is he in? Still waiting on the call. Touchdown.
Scored by number 2, Barry Penu, on a 1 yard touchdown plunge.
And back to the well for the third time there by Cheyenne, Nick. I mean, for Minot, really only so many shots you can take from inside the 2 yard line there, and Penu was just able to get by the left guard there and sneak into the end zone to give Cheyenne a lead early here in the third quarter.
Mustangs are going to try for the point after attempt, leading 13-10 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Snap was back. Place was down, up and good. We've got ourselves a ball game, folks. It's Barry Penu into the end zone for his third time this season. Now the Magi are going to come back to the offense. What a start to the second half here for the number 3 ranked Mustangs. Fumbled kickoff takes them down into the end zone on a drive for the first score of the second half.
Transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Well, a big thanks again to BNC National Bank. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. BNC.bank is where you can find them. Proud supporter of the PSP Network. Barry Penu into the end zone from 1 yard out, and it's the Mustangs that lead now by 4 as the Magi are going to call for a fair catch here on the near side. Into the hands of Talajunta goes, and the Magi bring the offense back out. Led by Luke Beater, the senior quarterback.
First and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
He's been a real bright spot here in the 2023 campaign. The young man that started on the JV side last year for the Magicians behind Jaden Sparrow. Not easy coming in after quarterback that was in charge of the Minot High offense was good enough to move on to play at Minot State University. But Beater's done that nicely here in his senior campaign. Hands it off now to Ruziska. Ruziska's going to cut, then break free up to the 35.
Number 2, Tyson Ruziska on the
Cheyenne coaching staff saying that ball's on the ground and it's fumbled here. Will we see a call coming in that direction? Minot High football.
No, and for Minot now, Nick, it's time to get back to running the football. Let's give your defense a little bit of a break there. Put them in a precarious spot. For Minot, let's run the football here. Let's get Ruziska the ball a little bit, and maybe we can hit one with Conklin here. Great time in the game to come out and get a score.
Ruziska on the handoff. Oh, he's gobbled up in a hurry.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be a loss on the play for the Magi.
Excuse me, number 18, Connor Mansky.
Again, there's Mansky there with that jersey. In on a run blitz there, able to get through that A gap and take Ruziska down before he's able to get the ball to the outside.
Peter brings the play call in. The Magi working on a 3rd down and 6 as they spread it out with 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Conklin, the lone receiver on the right side. That's where Peter rolls out to. Over to the right, firing downfield. Oh, Conklin just couldn't grasp it. Incomplete.
Conklin is incomplete.
And really, Minot had what they wanted there. They had a deep out with Conklin going against Wilson. And as the game's gone on here, we've seen Conklin create just a little bit more space there against Wilson. So I think that's a well that Minot's probably going to end up going back to. But kind of a quick possession there for Minot and put the defense back on the field. But hopefully they can get this punt away.
Back to punt for the Magi is Colby Urban. Waits the long snap. Minot High trying to get the right amount of players on the field. Now they will. Play clock down to 2 at 1. They finally get it off, and it's going to be towered down. Calling for the fair catch at the 29.
Irie makes the fair catch.
It's Irie.
29-yard line.
And we will have a 1st down and 10 here for the Mustangs.
And you know, Nick, in high school football, you always say once or twice a game. Boy, I've never seen that before. Well, I don't think I've ever seen 2 kids running onto the field there. Normally it's 1 or 2, or 1 in the special teams with a kid forgets he's got to be on the field. But we heard the Minot coaches just to the left of us saying, "Oh God, we're short 2 kids." So two kids grabbed their hats and came on. And to Minot's credit, they were able to get the punt away. But something that'll obviously be discussed in the film room next week.
The old come on man. Well, live look in brought to you by Planet Pizza. It's 28-21. Favor of Bismarck High over Mandan here tonight. That pass tossed out to midfield. It's caught by Deere.
Complete to number 15, Caleb Deere.
Conklin stopped him after they were both in the air. 1st down Mustangs. They're on the move again.
And really, if Nelson leads Deere further, that's a touchdown. A great play by Conklin to get back there, but kind of the old pump and go move. They got Deere going on a vertical there, and like we said, Deere made a fantastic catch, but if he's hitting stride there, they're kicking the extra point now.
DJ Jones in on the stop for the Magi on that run. Aravent there as well.
DJ Jones and Derek Aravent on the tackle.
28-21 with 11:51 left in the 4th quarter down in Bismarck. Number 4 Bismarck on top. Number 5 Mandan. That pass complete. Out into the flat, and on the reception was Colby Walter. And the Mustangs have found a solution for the Minot High defense that has been everybody's riddle here in 2023.
Right, just doing a great job, kind of taking what Minot gave them right there, kind of sitting back in base and getting a 1st down.
Oh, in hot pursuit, Minot High brought the pressure there from Michael George. Olsen tossed it incomplete.
And really, Minot just trying to get Nelson out of a rhythm there, and you can tell that he's feeling a little bit, playing with a little bit of swagger there. Minot brought pressure off his left side there, and just overthrew the receiver there. Or Cheyenne, like I said before, Cheyenne would be kicking the extra point.
Mustangs with possession again. Olsen fires. It's completed. Into the hands it went of Walter. Brady Larson made the stop. But a gain on the play again here for the Mustangs.
And maybe an adjustment Minot's going to have to make there, Nick, is just bring their cornerbacks up and play tighter. And when that happens, just kind of the hitch and go, and just takes a little bit of I'm not sure why they blew the whistle there, but it'll bring up a big 4th down.
Pennu on the carry, loses 3 on the play. 4th and 5 now here for the Mustangs. Well, Cheyenne's last matchup,
from the 24-yard line.
They played down to AA football. They had a win. over Red River 38-14. They lost to Shanley 42-24. Pressure again up the near side. That pass is going to fall incomplete. And Minot High is going to take it over on downs as the Magician defense finds the answer.
And again, Minot has really found a solution to Nelson sitting back and being comfortable, bringing Michael George in off the edge. Nelson got the snap and a quick look to his left, and he saw a very determined Michael George rushing in. Kind of did, once again, caused him to really throw off his back foot, kind of a sidearm angle there, and a big stop for Minot here. Let's see if they can get something going offensively with 5:26 to go in the third quarter.
Beater with Kraft in motion. They fake the handoff and go to Ruziska. Oh, Ruziska chopped down right off the front line. The stop was made by number 4 for the Mustangs. Haven't heard from Noah Olson a whole lot here tonight, but Olson comes up with a nice stop there.
Yeah, the older brother of the Cheyenne quarterback was a little bit more involved in the passing game against Red River, but a great job there as a run fit on the left side of Minot's line. He stepped up and made the tackle.
Ruziska's going to break over to his left. He cuts back. Little spin move, Ruziska. He's got a good carry and a good gain there for the Magi. No love lost between Minot High and West Fargo Sheyenne. I think that could be said for any of the teams competing in high school sports in North Dakota. The East and West, frankly, just don't like each other. That's always been the case. Whether it's a respect factor, whether it's just the natural will to win, no matter how you shake it down, that rivalry naturally instilled. From the shotgun again here for Luke Beater with 2 wideouts on the right side, working from the left hash. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. The Magi trailing. They go to Ruziska. Finds a seam, cuts free. Ruziska is going to pick up a first down. And the Magicians go back to Tyson Ruziska. Steady dose of him, not only tonight, but this entire season long.
And again, there might not a lot of big kids on the line, and that play was Aravet pulling away from his guard position there, or is he the tackle? No, he's the tackle, but he pulling out from his tackle position there, and just I didn't get the number on the Cheyenne kid there that he absolutely buried there in space, and Ruziska found enough space to get a first down.
Saw a quick glimpse of Chauncey Hendershot pacing like a tiger on the far sideline. They go to Broderick up the middle, and the defense is there on the stop again for the Mustangs.
And what you're seeing now, Nick, is a lot of kids in the box for Cheyenne. I wouldn't surprise me here if this is an opportunity Minot takes to do maybe a little RPO here and look to hit Conklin deep. You can see more and more Cheyenne kids down in the box. They had 8 kids in the box that play, and again now you look at it. I mean, they've got 8 kids about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. So maybe the time for Minot to open it up a little bit.
That's what they look to do now as it's fired out across the middle. It will fall incomplete, intended there for Conklin.
And that looked like exactly what Minot wanted to do there. Looked like they had Conklin there kind of on an in route off the right hash. Looked like the ball might have slipped out of Beater's hand there, or it would have been a nice play for Minot.
Third down and a long 9 here for the Magi. Second half not moving the way it did in the first for the Magicians. Minot spreads it out with trips on the right, 1 on the left. Beater with Broderick in the backfield. They look to pass. Quick hitter to the near side for Broderick. Oh, he's gobbled up and taken down in a hurry. Nice read on the defense there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that Cheyenne defense really swarming now, Nick, and I think it'll be a discussion within the Minot coaching box. It might be time to take another shot, and they've tried a couple with Conklin, but I don't see him going away from that on their next offensive possession. The way the Mustangs are swarming at the football.
It's Wilkie that made the stop for the Mustangs, by the way. This punt's going to go up to midfield, takes him on a high bounce, rolls across the 35, make it the 37-yard line. First down for the Mustangs. So they come back out onto the field with their offense. Tonight's game brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts. Factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. It's Northern Plains Heating and Air. While we go back to those keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air, Dave. For the Cheyenne Mustangs, it was third downs here tonight. Your thoughts on how they've executed in that aspect of the game?
I would say kind of 50-50 there. There's been some really great play designs where Nelson's been pressured a little bit and, wasn't able to get the ball where he wanted it, just kind of based on the pressure that he's facing. But at the same time, too, he's made some big throws and really, kind of adjusted to what Minot's done defensively. Honestly, I'd say third down's been kind of a split. It seems like Cheyenne's not afraid to go for it on fourth down, really, from anywhere from midfield and in, and that's been kind of a die down for Cheyenne.
Mustangs with a second down, working from the left hash. Dropping back, went into the hands of Ruziska. He was going to be off to the house for 6 for the Magi, and it fell out. Almost an INT and 6 more for Minot High School.
And just a great job by him reading the eyes of Caden Nelson there. And Nelson jumps over to his coach, and he'll probably get a bit of a reminder there. Just don't stare down your receiver there. An RPO look there for Cheyenne, but really didn't do a good enough job selling the ball to the running back there. And maybe one Ruziska wants back, but a nice play by him to jump all over that.
Caleb Deere on the sidelines getting stretched out. Third down situation from the shotgun again. Olsen back to pass. Fires it out again. That time it was knocked down. Landon Bedell got up with the big arm in the way. And Bedell forces the fourth down here for the Mustangs.
And I think you see now a real effort by the Minot coaching staff that they're not going to let Nelson sit back there and chuck it around. They're going to try to pressure the young man, make him into make some poor decisions like he did on that throw the down earlier with Ruziska. And this play here, just a mountain of trees in his way, wasn't able to get the throw away.
Comes up to Burke over the 40-yard line, makes a move. He's going to bust free up over the 50, and Kellen Burke brings Minot High up to midfield. And another first down and 10 for the Magi as the offense will come back out on the reset. Luke Beater comes up
Magicians take over
into the huddle. He's got the call here for the Magicians. So they work from the right side of the football field.
Boy, Nick, how many times in a high school football game do you see the guy that kicks the field goals also return the punts?
Not many. They go to Ruziska here, breaking over to the left. Makes a little stutter step, then he's going to break back to his right. He's going to pick up another 5 on the play after that cut move. He's crafty.
Right, and speaking of crafty, I was going to give credit there to number 17 for Minot, Caden Kraft coming over there, came a long way to block for his buddy. Going against some really big bodies there on the defensive line. I believe he ran in the pet chalk there for Cheyenne, but he held in there and kept his head down. So a positive play for Minot.
Kraft's the motion man. Ruziska's in the backfield. Handoff Ruziska. Comes back to his left. Ruziska's going to break free after the initial tackle there. Putting up the initial stop for the Mustangs was Tommy Levin, but then it was Ruziska that powered his way forward with the lunge, and he picks up a first down for Minot High.
Right, just that, putting his foot in the turf and just a little quick jump cut to the right, to get the ball downfield, to get the first down.
The power in the legs from Tyson Ruziska, something special. Kraft the motion man again from the left hash. They fake the handoff. It's going to go to the far side. That one was almost picked off into the hands, and out it went. The coverage was there.
By number 6, Jamison Allen.
But it was Allen that just missed.
And really, Minot, we've heard their coaches talking up here a little bit about getting the tight end more involved, and a really great play design there. Heston Fall in the right spot, just the ball goes through his hands, and really Minot's lucky that the young man wasn't able to make Jamison Allen wasn't able to come up with the ball there, and Minot gets another shot at it.
Yeah, that could have been another pick six, this time the other way. Minot's got one of those here tonight to this ball game. They go to Rosiska now over on the right. Rosiska makes the cut. He's going to turn it up for a gain of about 4 on the play.
Boy, it just seems like Petchak is always involved there, picking himself off the field there. Went from his nose tackle spot there and just about got an arm on Rosiska. Might have got an arm on him, but just seems like every single play in the trenches that kid finds a way to the football.
Mustang fans stomping their feet here on the third down. Magi with 2 wide receivers on the left side, working from the right hash. Third down and 6 to go here as Beater lets the play clock go down to 1.
The end of the third quarter with the score.
And that will be the end of the third quarter as well. It's a dogfight tonight here at Essentia Health Field, home of the Mustangs. They hold a 4-point lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess, and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
Magi Mustangs for the 8th time all time. Cheyenne holding the advantage in the Lifetime Series. 5 wins and 2 losses over the Minot High Magicians.
It is 3rd and 6.
Minot comes back to the offense. 3rd down and 6. See Rosiska in the backfield with Beater. They hand off Rosiska. Rosiska is going to cut to break free up to the 30, but not enough for a first down.
Tripped up by number 25, Carson.
That'll bring up 4th and short here, Nick, and really a situation. I mean, it's go time here. I don't see if Broderick's in the game or yet for Minot, but this is probably not going to be anything more than just a quick quarterback sneak up the gut here.
Well, the play call comes in from Chauncey Hendershot. This is a big one here in the ball game as you see Rosiska set up in the backfield. Peter puts Kraft into motion. They fake it. They go to Rosiska. He's got more than a first down. Up the sideline, down to the 10-5, touchdown. Tyson Rosiska breaks free into the end zone, and the Magi take the lead back.
And really, Nick, a great look by Minot's offense there. A great call by Coach Hendershot. You put Kraft in motion, really with, Cheyenne's defense kind of, expecting something up those A or B gaps, and you give it to your playmaker and push him outside when everyone for Cheyenne is looking towards the middle of the field and downhill. And once Rosiska gets to the edge, there's no catching him, and he gives Minot the lead.
Well, Tyson Rosiska, special player. That kick was up and good. We do apologize. We missed that for you folks. Doing our best here. Minot High's got the lead at 17-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Tyson Rosiska adds another one to his resume on the season. That's number 8 for the Magi, taking a much-deserved rest here.
Thinking about the shots, honestly, the shots came to me. Eric especially had some great drives, which led to some great kicks. Shout out to them. It feels good.
for you to come out here from a defensive effort against Eagle staff. I mean, you're way smaller than him. Obviously, I mean, how did you get yourself pumped up for that?
Well, Coach has a thing that says height doesn't measure heart, and I strongly believe in that. I got the heart, and it doesn't matter if I got the height or not.
Love that line. Good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great job. I don't have the height, but I got the heart. That was a pretty cool sign right there by Jagger Gunville. Back up to you guys.
Yes, and now.
On and high up, 17-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. The Colbert, Dave Wilson on the call here tonight. From West Fargo, North Dakota, the Magi in white. Cheyenne's in blue. If you're just joining us, that ball's going to make its way all the way down. Doesn't get through the end zone. Oh, just missed the pylon. That's going to be a flag on the play.
I think either way, Nick, you're just happy with Race Wilson not getting the football there. In a perfect world, you get the touchback, but just kind of a nice directional kick there by Burke. I'd live and die with that. A lot of these teams are fine with them getting the ball on the 35-yard line and not having to deal with a Wilson return there. Not the worst thing in the world when you've got a lead in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's just getting good here tonight in West Fargo. Mustang offense comes back on, rolling out to pass. Caden Olson heads up on the keeper. Ball's on the ground. Will they rule him down? They will.
And really a move there by Cheyenne's coaches. Minot's going to bring pressure from Caden Nelson's left. Let's roll him out to the right and get an athlete out there in some space. As a coach, you probably want him to get rid of that football so he doesn't have to take a hit. But really, kind of an adjustment made there by Cheyenne when they know that if Minot's going to bring Michael George off that edge, we've got to get Nelson to his right and give him a little bit more time in pass protection.
Final score from Horace. Horace has defeated Grand Forks Central
17-14 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. BNC .bank locations in Minnesota, North Dakota, and Arizona. It's BNC .bank.
Timeout. West Fargo Cheyenne.
Cheyenne's going to call a timeout. It's brought to you by Hub International Insurance. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today at 355-3100. Hub International. For all your business and personal insurance needs, Hub International and a Hub International Insurance timeout. Magi by a field goal.
Estvold is an experienced team of architects and civil engineers committed to achieving the best possible solution for every project. Over the past 20 years, our team has been trusted with jobs big and small throughout the state, from major flood protection projects to county roads, classroom walls, and community spaces. We will be your partner through the initial design to final construction. Trust the Ackerman Estvold team with your next project.
Mustangs work here as we are down to 10-10 to play here in regulation. That pass is complete to Race Wilson. He's got himself a first down. Brady Larson in on the stop for the Magi.
Yeah, and that's the play that we've seen from Cheyenne be their bread and butter, going to their big wide receiver on a slant pass off an RPO up the middle of the field.
Broderick in on the stop along with DJ Jones.
34 Griffin Broderick and 51.
Jones lost his helmet on the play. 9:47 ticks down here in the ballgame. Got ourselves a doozy of one here tonight as Minot High and Cheyenne, both ranked inside the top 3 inside of North Dakota, have duked it out. That pass is complete. All the way up into the red zone they go.
Cooper Bryant
on the reception.
That's another Mustangs.
And off that timeout, yet again, Cheyenne just really going to their bread and butter in those quick hit passing plays. Back up to the line here, might have Stevens a little bit tired.
On the run this time, up the middle towards the near sideline to the 5 pylon, touchdown. Peno is going to get in for the second time here tonight. Mustangs take the lead back.
And with going so quick, you've got some big linemen for Minot that kind of little bit gas on that play there. You hit them with 2 quick passing plays. They've got to run back down and get lined up, and really just a play where you hit Minot with 2 quick passes, and then you run the ball down your throat with a kid like Pino. Very, very slippery. A nice run for him, and Cheyenne retakes the lead.
Talk about a teeter-totter affair tonight on this score sheet. That ball is going to be up and good. The point after attempt is there. And the Mustangs have a 21-17 lead. It was 3-0 Minot, then 7-3 Cheyenne, then 10-7 Magi, then 14-10 Cheyenne, then 17-14. Courtesy of Ruziska just a few moments ago. Now it's 21-17, courtesy of Penu's second touchdown of the ball game. 9-10 remains here in this showdown. It's a barn burner here in West Fargo.
The trick to throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go. Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
There aren't many things in the fall that I'd rather be doing on a Friday night than hanging out with my good buddy Dave Wilson and all you fans watching the ball game tonight, wherever you may be. It's been just what we thought it would be, and that's a real grudge match between 2 of the best teams in North Dakota. For the Magi, a Chauncey Hendershot. Anything special stand out to you that they can drop here to expose the defense for Cheyenne that's been sturdy and steady Eddie here tonight?
I think it's the same concept, Nick. I think you try to keep hitting them with Ruziska, and if Cheyenne brings more bodies to the box, then they haven't been able to hit on a big Conklin play, but a broken record. I would keep trying to go to that well.
Gain of 1.
Gain of 1 on the play for the Magi.
Makes it 2nd and 9.
Well, the Magicians on the season coming into this ball game tonight have rushed for nearly 1,000 yards. 996 to be exact. They've passed for 740. A total of 1736 on the season. That's the tops in the West region. Oh, there's a big stop there. Ruziska is going to be gobbled up for the loss.
Number 4, Noah Olson on the stop.
Noah Olson comes in and slams the door.
He's done a great job for Cheyenne tonight in run support. Minot put Conklin in motion there, try to give Cheyenne a little bit of a different look, and really didn't. No fooling Cheyenne there as they got their run fits and put Minot into a 3rd and long.
Minot spreads it out with trips over on the left side. Our left. Beater's right. Beater's going to look to his left. That's where Conklin was. Beater downfield, trying to go up to Kraft. That's going to be an incomplete pass.
Beater's pass intended for number 17.
And really a great coverage there by Race Wilson on Conklin. Minot looked to try to get a kind of a quick hitter into him and maybe get him going in space, but really well covered there by Cheyenne. Beater is forced out to his right, and an off-balance throw off your back foot. Not a lot of high school quarterbacks would be able to complete that.
Well, the Mustangs await this punt as it's going to be towered up. Takes a Minot High bounce inside the 40. Down to the 38-yard line, and the Mustangs offense comes back out, led here by Caden Olson.
First and 10.
Olson, the passing quarterback, 51 attempts.
A 39-yard
have been completed on 79 tries. 615 yards through the air. He's only ran the ball 27 times coming into tonight, Dave. We've seen that out of him. His long run on the season, an 8-yard scamper. Have you been impressed tonight with Caden Olson?
Yeah, I think so. I think a big game like this, he's looked comfortable. I mean, he's made some young kid mistakes, but when they've needed some big throws out of him, he stepped in and made some big throws.
Looking for one here, goes across the middle. It's going to be incomplete.
And we talked about before the game too, Nick, you know, the arm that this kid has. I mean, people are going to talk about Deere and the arm that kid possesses. I mean, when you can throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, people are going to talk about your arm. But I've been impressed with Nelson's arm, thrown across his body in some situations. You know, the kid's got a good high school quarterback arm.
Tossed out to the near side. It's going to be complete. Cooper Bryant with another reception. Talon Junt made the stop. Brings up a 3rd down and short now here for Cheyenne.
9 will make it 3rd and 1.
Well, Caleb Deere, has been the top target here tonight, but Cooper Bryant in that conversation again here this evening. There's a run up the middle from Pennu, and Pennu's got the first down and more.
By number 34, Griffin
Broderick makes the stop, but the Mustangs move the chains.
And even with a lead here getting later into the 4th quarter, you see Cheyenne use that tempo, so Minot's not able to substitute, keep those tired bodies on the field.
Don't you love the look of Pennu? They're going to toss it downfield here to the near side. Incomplete to Caleb Deere.
Wilson's pass intended for number 15, Caleb Deere, is incomplete.
And like any athlete, when they're having a good night, Race Wilson looks back at his quarterback and says, man, I was wide open on that play, but throwing it up to Deere, not a bad idea there. I don't know if a missed coverage there on Minot, but I saw Wilson throw his hands up right away and be like, oh man, I could have taken that one for about 30 yards.
Pennu finds the seam up the middle. Oh, he's slammed there.
Barry Pennu on the carry. Stopped by number 30.
Broderick comes up. He slams the door. Watch this hit at the end of this play.
For the Mustangs.
Oh, so you want to be a running back, huh?
Broderick, not a little guy by any means. That pass is incomplete to the near side. We're down to 6:28 to play here in regulation tonight. 21-17, Cheyenne on top. Join us after the game tonight. Dave and I will present the Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads postgame show here this evening. Planning Team Financial Advisors helping you work towards your financial goals. And Shots Crossroads, of course, is your post-game headquarters. Team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. If you haven't had the banana cream pie at Shots Crossroads, I'm telling you, you're missing out. 4th down, falling back to pass. Aravent in hot pursuit, down the field, near sideline, into the hands of Pennu. It's complete, and it's a first down here for the Mustangs.
That's another Mustang.
Right, and Pennu coming out of the backfield there as an outlet for his quarterback. All sorts of pressure on Nelson. He rolls to his left, and really, that was really the only thing that he could do with the ball there. Pennu sneaks through and makes a big catch.
Aravent was the one that was tracking him down. Pennu now pushes it into the ServPro red zone. 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians. Locations in western North Dakota.
2nd and 8.
You don't want to have to use ServPro. You don't want to be in the situation, I should say, to have to use ServPro, but they're definitely the go-to if you're in that situation. Up into the end zone. Oh, it's going to be caught. Touchdown. Caleb Deere catches it. Tack on 6 more for the Mustangs.
And a big battle there between him and Talon Junt. Really a 50-50 ball. Junt couldn't have really played it much better. Was right in his wheelhouse there, right in his hip pocket. But you know, the tall kid just kind of reached over Junt, and in the battle for the football came down and made a big play for Cheyenne.
5, Chase Adlin.
And another one for Caleb Deere. 2 here tonight to this ball game. 8 total on the season. And it's a 10-point lead here for the Mustangs. through the uprights.
It is good. That is another
And good.
$70 donated by Western State Bank to the Mustangs.
Chase Adlin.
To date, they have donated $1,100.
Puts the point after up and in. And the Mustangs lead by 10 as we've got ourselves the 5:41 left here in this ball game. And the Magi need to find an answer here. The Mustangs have put up more points in the second half alone than the Magi have given up all year long.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Well, time's starting to wear thin here. This East First West showdown tonight. 5:41 is what remains in the ballgame. Update for Bismarck. The Demons have run away from the Braves. 42-21 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Bismarck High on top. On the return for the Magi. Dancing and prancing his way all the way up. Over the 35-yard line was Prestwich.
Number 8, Tommy Levin.
And the Magi come out now with Luke Beater. They need a score here on this drive.
Right, and really it's, with 5:35 left here in the fourth quarter, it's four-down territory. So you might see Minot maybe open it up a little bit right away. But when you do have a kid like Ruziska, if Cheyenne is going to sit back at all, he's not a bad kid to get the football to.
See Conklin here on the near side. Beater falls back to pass, looks across the middle. Kraft is going to complete that catch as Kraft goes up after it. Caden Kraft has been a bright spot for the Magi on the season. Towered up after the football. Kraft 18 catches for 192 yards coming in. Add another one to his resume here tonight. Ruziska on a little screenplay here to the near side. Let's look at that Kraft play one more time across the middle here. As Kraft makes an athletic jump to go up after that football in coverage, triple teamed.
Yeah, really great. Really a strong throw off his front foot there by Beater. He hasn't. That's for Kraft's first catch of the night, I believe. So nice to get him the ball.
Downfield into the hands of Conklin, that incomplete.
And that's the well we've been talking about, Nick, where they've had Conklin, and that was a situation there where Conklin did finally get some space behind Wilson there. Probably one that he wants back, but as a senior you have to turn the page quick. There's a lot of football game left here.
Luke Beater brings in the play call. What's the design from the Magi as they have the ball marked at the 42-yard line? Under 5 to play in regulation. It's a third down and 8 for the Magicians as they spread the offense again. From the right hash, Beater back to pass across up near the first down marker. That pass is going to be caught. That's Swiddle that's got the reception, his first grab of the ball game. Well, this is a big play in the ball game. Fourth down and short for the Magicians. Beater tumbles his way forward, and Beater's got the first down for the Magicians as he falls ahead on the QB sneak.
Right, and a 6'3" kid, that's really almost unstoppable with, in high school football ranks going behind that big offensive line. Minot with 3 wide to the right.
Back to pass again. Beater pitches out. He's got Ruziska. Plenty of space. Ruziska cutting inside the Serpro red zone. There's a flag on the play as Tyson Ruziska's got another big gain for the Magi.
Looks like the officials here are going to get a holding on Conklin for Minot. He and Wilson were kind of wrestling at the 15-yard line. He kind of did the old put your hands up in the air as if to say, I didn't touch him, but a lot of hand fighting down there right in front of the official, and the flag was thrown.
That play will come back.
First down for the Magi from the 25-yard line.
First down for the Magicians. 25-yard line on the first down. As Beater fires it across the middle. Oh, that pass intended there
broken up
for Kraft was almost picked off for the third time here in the ballgame.
Right, and a situation there, just kind of staring down his receiver. First and short, just trying to get by the sticks and get a first down there, but Cheyenne was all over that one. Number 22 there for them, Braden Olson just had an interception right in his hands. Minot lives to play another down, though. 4 wide still with less than 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
28-17 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Oh, they bring the pressure. Beater across the middle fires that one out as Beater was tattooed on the play.
Yeah, and that play really didn't have a chance to get going with just the penetration on the defensive line there by Petchak and a couple of his buddies up front there for Cheyenne.
Third down and 2 for the Magicians.
Looks like an official's timeout, and Petchak is limping out of the game there. So, you know, might be a time here for Minot to run the ball at the heart of that line there with big old Mr. Petchak out of the game.
They go to Ruziska. He'll cut, he'll turn. Does he get enough?
Tyson Ruziska on the carry. Stopped by number 4, Noah Olson. That is a Magi first down.
It will be enough for the first down.
And we're looking at the trainer below us here, and boy, it's how fast can you get Petchak back in the game here? That loosens up your defensive line here a little bit. So you know, kind of advantage Minot as looks like Swiddle drops the ball for Minot.
Oh, that's one Swiddle's got to have here in this ball game. He would have been almost off to the races there. Incomplete. Brings up a second down.
2nd and 10 for the Magi.
Well, they continue to work on the big man here for the Mustangs.
I wonder if it's a situation, Nick, where he's got some blood on his leg. Looks like the trainer's looking to trying to wrap. Doesn't look like he's too hurt, but anytime there's blood, they do have to get it stopped and won't let him back in the game until they have that figured out.
Screen play to Ruziska. Oh, he's gobbled up. How about that stop? As Braden Olson came flying in to make the play for the Mustangs.
Braden Olson on the stop.
And I think third down and long here, Nick. It might be Conklin time. We're going to see probably double high safety for Cheyenne here, but a big time here. Maybe try to throw one up for him and have him make a play.
Third down and long, you call the play, that's what they do. 500, they go up after it, incomplete.
Beater's pass intended for number 10, Hayden Swiddle is incomplete.
The secondary for the Mustangs here tonight has shown why they're ranked in the top 3 in the state of North Dakota.
Really, and after the play there too, I saw a little bit of hand jostling, and Conklin went over to the official to say, boy, I got a penalty called on me with the hand jostling, and you know, we had a little bit of hand jostling near the goal line, and maybe looking for some pass interference there.
Kellen Burke is on to attempt a 43-yard
43-yarder coming here from Kellen Burke. He made one to open the game, scoring at 35. It's up, it has distance. Is it through the uprights? It is.
My. Wow, that might have been good from 50 yards, Nick. That's quite a kick.
Minot High back within 8, courtesy of Kellen Burke. Wow, what a bomb. 2:38 left in the ballgame. Mustangs up by a possession.
Transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Kellen Burke with the boots. 43-yard field goal and a 25-yard field goal here tonight showing what kind of asset he is for the Magi. I wouldn't even say that's an asset. That's a weapon that's got 6 points on the board tonight from his foot. Onside kick coming. It's on the ground. Who's going to be on top of it?
Boy, like you said, Nick, a weapon, and really a nice onside kick there. You know, it did kick up into, I believe, number 10, Kaysen Menz. He got lucky that he was able to jump on that after the ball kicked up. Just a great onside kick after a great field goal. Very, very impressed with the kicking game this evening, and like you said, a weapon for Minot High going forward.
Here come the Mustangs up onto the ball. Two field goals, a pick six, and some big-time highlights in this marquee matchup here tonight. Flag on the play as Penu carried it forward.
And it looks like they might get Petchak on that hold there for Cheyenne. So this one's going to be coming back. Did get wrangled up there with the defensive tackle. They're actually going to call that on. Actually, they're going to call it on Cooper Bryant. I thought it was Petchak there, but either way, Cheyenne's got to move back, and we'll see now if Minot's going to use those timeouts.
Well, they do just that. Hub International Insurance timeout. We'll take one as well. 28-20. Cheyenne on top.
The 3-8 scores. Shanley has defeated Bismarck Legacy 69-20. Bismarck High defeats Mandan 42-21.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country. We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
First and 20 for the Mustangs.
First down and 20 here for the Mustangs as they have possession. As time wears down in this ball game, that's going to be about a 10-yard gain for Penu. He's up the middle. It's Anthony Brown, the last line of defense, to make the stop for the Magicians. You can tweet at us at Network PSP and let us know who you think tonight's MVP of this game is. The MVP brought to you by Sport Clips. Sport Clips, home to the MVP haircut experience. It's where I get my haircut, Dave, and I'll tell you why. You can sign it online with a hairstylist. It's quick, it's convenient. They do a fantastic job. And oh, by the way, you get to watch the game right there from the stylist chair. Nothing like it.
Well, don't tell the wives. My goodness, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, this is cheating? No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, I was getting a haircut. I wasn't watching the game.
Win final in Bismarck. The Demons take down the Mandan Braves tonight 42-21. Well, I'll guarantee you one thing. Mark Gibson's sleeping better at night, the head coach of the Bismarck Demons, after last year's Demon crew didn't have the season they were hoping for. Oh, there's going to be an offsides coming here on the Magi. As Caden Olson got the Magician front line to jump.
And we haven't really seen a lot of the hard count, from either side. So really a good time for Cheyenne to do that. You know, when Minot's defense on its toes, trying probably a likely run scenario here for Cheyenne.
Offense is spread out here for the Mustangs. Second down.
Penu on the carry.
Penu carries again. It's going to bring up a third down now here for Cheyenne. And fairly short.
Yeah, a situation now where Minot doesn't have any timeouts remaining, Nick. So really, I would expect Minot to maybe tee up here on some type of run blitz.
Hub International Insurance timeout on the field. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Mormon today, 355-3100. It's Hobb International. Mustangs by 8.
There's no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Third down and short for the Mustangs.
Number 7, Caden Olsen on the
Up the gut they go on the quarterback keeper. Where will they mark this? Oh, it couldn't be much closer than this, Dave, as they're going to be under a yard away here on the 4th down.
It'll be 4th down and 1.
I would expect some type of a quick sneak here, or Nelson gets the play call in, and I mean really a tight formation there for Cheyenne. I would expect Broderick and Larson and a lot of the big bodies from Minot. He hasn't taken many snaps under center tonight. He's still in that kind of pistol look, so quick into the gut here.
Could be the ball game. Forward on the first down. Caden Olsen's got the first down, and that brings the Mustang fans to volume.
First down. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs from the 36 of the Magi.
1:24 left in the ball game. Play clock at 23 seconds.
Yeah, and that really the first time we haven't seen Cheyenne run up to the line and snap it right away. So the game well in hand here. You'll see some type of victory formation here. Play clock under 10. Just kind of a quick snap and a kneel down here, I would expect.
Well, the coverage and protection there for the quarterback. Minot High is going to suffer their first loss of the season. Their defense is human. We found that out here tonight. We also found out that Cheyenne is for real. With what Shanley did to Cheyenne, look out for the Deacons.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a good football game from both sides, Nick. Really what we expected, a one-score game between the number 2 and the number 3 team in the state of North Dakota. Would not shock me whatsoever to see these two teams meet sometime in November.
For our post-game show brought to you by Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads. How much of a game changer is Caleb Deere, by the way, with a couple scores here tonight in his first game back?
Wow, just a kid that can play anywhere. Really, he's used to playing quarterback and directing the offense, and like you said, now he's a wide receiver, and really good athletes are able to play wherever you put them on the field, and a nice game from him, and the 2 touchdown game for him was a difference.
Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads bring you the post-game show. Comes up next. Dave and I will break this one down. We'll also have some awards to hand out here tonight, including our Player of the Game and our Jobbers Moving and Storage Move of the Game. Mustangs by 8 as they down the Magi in an East vs. West showdown tonight at Essentia Field here in West Fargo. Post-game show comes up next here on the PSP Network.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Damn it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight tonight, and I don't think anybody's leaving here disappointed in what their money was worth here in this showdown. 28-20 the final. West Fargo Sheyenne hands Minot their first loss of the 2023 campaign. Welcome into our Planning Team Financial Advisors at Shaw's Crossroads postgame show here this evening. Planning Team Financial at Shaw's Crossroads proudly present the postgame to you folks here this evening. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Planning Team Financial Advisors helping clients work toward financial freedom. At Shaw's Crossroads, home to the famous number 99, where team buses are always welcome at Shaw's Crossroads. Fuel up after the game, fuel up before the game. They're open all the time at Shaw's Crossroads. They bring you the postgame tonight as well. Nick Holbert, Dave Wilson on the call here this evening. Plenty to talk about on our postgame report here tonight. Well, Dave, first things first, we dubbed it tonight being the marquee matchup. It's number 2 against number 3 in the state of North Dakota. Some of the best players and biggest talents in our state on the field here tonight. I didn't really feel like there was any letdown in what these two teams provided us here tonight in a North Dakota high school football game.
No, and I think a good performance by both teams. I mean, both sides had their mistakes, but you know what high school sporting event are you going to go to where one team plays just a clean, perfect game? And I think for the magnitude of the matchup, you know, number 2 versus number 3, I thought the skill kids for both teams had good nights. I thought, you know, we had the adjustments from a coaching standpoint. You know, the chess match, you could say I was impressed. You know, with some of the changes Minot made in coverage, and then coming out of half, really, you know, that quick kick by Sheyenne, kind of maybe catching Minot off guard a little bit, getting the ball, and then being able to march the ball right down the field. And really in the second half, a really formidable, good Minot defense. You know, really didn't have the answer for what Sheyenne had in their RPO game, and that really ended up being the difference.
We saw some big plays here tonight on both sides of the football. A couple players really stand out here tonight. We'll hand out our awards for MVPs tonight, brought to you by Sport Clips, coming up in the second segment of our post game tonight. We'll also have our move of the game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Overall, the offensive attack for the Mustangs opened up some things in Minot High's defense, or exposed some things in Minot High's defense that we haven't seen yet this year. With that being said, and let me kind of retract how I just said that. We see how good Minot High's defense is. How good is Cheyenne's offense with While we come back to the Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads post-game show, we appreciate your patience. Sometimes things are out of our control, like when the gentleman right down in the booth to our right decides to unplug the internet connection to our broadcast here tonight. Welcome back into our Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads post-game show. Basically lost all of our viewers, but that's okay, Dave, because there's still plenty to talk about and awards to hand out here tonight. Thanks for sticking with us. And again, we do apologize on the tech issues. We'll send the bill next door to the group that just unplugged us. Overall, your thoughts on this ball game here tonight? I'm not sure where we got cut off and where we got unplugged here tonight, Dave, but it really seemed that question that I had asked before we found out we had the issue was that Minot High's defense, with how good they are, they were exposed in some ways here tonight, which leads me to believe that Cheyenne has an offense that's pretty darn good themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a good opportunity for Minot too. Now that you know, really when you don't get scored on, and you know, in 4 of your 5 games, a good opportunity now just to kind of look back and maybe find some of the weaknesses in what your defense are, and that's and I think Cheyenne exposed a little bit of that in the second half. You know, they found some soft spots in Minot's defense. I thought they ran the RPO pretty flawlessly there. You know, they got the ball to their running back Pinu in the right times, and then were able to hit Wilson and Dewar in some pretty big spots as well. So you know, a lot of good things to catch on the film here for Minot. You know, it doesn't get any easier for them with the likes of the Demons coming up, and we know when Minot plays the Demons, that's always a big game. So really big for them to turn the page, but at the same point, take a lot from this game. You were in there till the end. You competed. I mean, you made some mistakes, which, you know, we don't drop a touchdown pass here or there, and you know, there was another pick six. Rusiska might have been able to take the other way. I mean, there was plenty of coulda woulda plays, but right in the ball game, a good high school football game.
Next up for West Fargo Sheyenne, they're at West Fargo High School. Then they host Bismarck High. They end their season at Bandit. Next up for Minot, they travel to Bismarck next Thursday. We'll have that game for you on the PSP Network. Then they match up with Williston at home, and then West Fargo, the Packers, in a non-conference matchup, still worth AAA points, however, on the final game of the year. So the road for Minot after next week gets a little bit easier. The road for Cheyenne, it's about par for the course as they stay within the top 5 for their next 2 after the matchup with West Fargo, who's winless inside the conference. But You can look at those numbers and stats all you want. I don't care if there's green and silver on the field. West Fargo is going to give you a football game.
Oh, absolutely, and just a well-coached high school football team. We talk about the Gibsons in Bismarck and the Gibson in West Fargo. It seems like he's been there for forever, and in an inter-city matchup, you really throw out the records, because that is going to be a dogfight. There's going to be a lot of people at that football game, and it just doesn't matter what the records are. With Coach Gibson, we'll figure out a way to give his Packers an opportunity to beat the Mustangs.
Well, it's time to look at how we got to a 28-0 score here tonight. Game reset brought to you by Minot State University. Minot State University, be seen, be heard, be you. 96% of recent Minot State grads are employed or continuing their education. Minot State grads get jobs, period. Minot State University giving you the game reset here tonight. Scoring opened up with a 35-yard field goal from Kellen Burke to make it 3-0. That was an impressive kick for the Minot High kicker, and that 3 points that went on the board proved to be pretty beneficial early on in the ballgame.
Right, and I would say, too, is his kick later in the game, and what he's able to do on kickoffs. We said again, it's a great weapon to have going forward.
Cheyenne took the lead moments later, 47 yards out. It was Caleb Deere into the end zone, and Deere picked up touchdown number 7 on the season. This is only his 3rd game of the year, by the way. He's a special kid. Deere gives Cheyenne the lead back at 7-3. Then Minot ended up with an opportunity. They ended up throwing an interception off the hand of Beater on the very next possession off of that pick from the Mustangs. Conklin had a pick 6 from about 25 yards out. He danced in. Minot takes the lead back. So 3 lead changes in the first half of football. Then Pinow in the second half, he ended up, after the kickoff that was fumbled by Minot High on an onside kick, if you will, or a pooch kick. How would you describe that? Just a short kick? Wasn't really onside by any means.
No, just kind of a quick kick, you could say, or just something short. But that's kind of really the look they'd given Minot, and really a play. Number 27 for Minot, Mason Eishorn, just kind of got maybe lost the ball up in the lights a little bit, but just kind of got lost a little bit where the ball was, and isn't able to make a play on the football, and Cheyenne got great field position to start the second half.
Cheyenne gets that field position. He now capitalizes on it. He takes it in just from the 1-yard line out. That made it 14-10 Mustangs. They take the lead back. There's your 4th lead change of the ball game. Then we had the 5th lead change of the ball game when Ruziska danced in from 35 yards out to make it 17-14 Magi. Then again from 17 out to make it 20-17 Mustangs. Then Caleb Deere put the nail in the coffin in a sense. Took a pass from about 30 yards out, 28-17. Mustangs were on top. Minot wasn't done yet, however, as Burt came out. You thought 35 was a lot. How about 43 for the high schooler? Put it through the uprights, but that's where it would end tonight, 28-20 in favor of the Cheyenne Mustangs. Some pretty impressive plays here in this ballgame this evening, without question. And you look at the lead changes, 3-0, 7-3, 10-7, 14-10, 17-14, 20-17, then 28-17, 28-20. It really was a teeter-totter match. This one had it all here tonight. More to come on our planning team financial advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show. When we come back, Dave and I will break it down as far as the awards that need to be handed out here this evening. There's a couple of them that we'll get to. Our Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game. We'll also have our MVPs of the game brought to you by Sport Clips here tonight. How do you even choose with stacked lineup and the performances we saw this evening? You can see where our brains go next when we come back to the Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads postgame show here on the PSP Network.
Stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a Sport Clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips.
the pros in men's hair.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Number 2 and number 3 in the state went at it tonight. Number 3 had the upper hand by a touchdown, 28-20 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Welcome into our Planning Team Financial Shaw's Crossroads postgame show, or welcome back in, I should say. Nick Holberg and Dave Wilson here on the call. Dave, let's take a quick look at that poll after week number 5. This was the voting this week, according to the media across the state of North Dakota. This will shuffle after this week as we see Cheyenne take down Minot here tonight. Shanley at the top. Bismarck handled Mandan as they double them up here tonight, 42-21. My only guess is that we'll see some shuffling between 2 and 5. I would guess Cheyenne's going to move up to 2. Minot's going to fall either to number 3 or number 4, depending on what Davies and West Fargo did here tonight. How much do you follow this poll each and every week? Are you dialed into that, or is this is just one of those things that really there's not a whole lot matters with this, but it's kind of fun to follow along.
Well, you know, Nick, now with the new system in place, it's really, I mean, I think the media has a pretty good grasp of what the playoff field is going to look like, because if the season ended today and you got the Final Four matchup, I mean, flip Minot and Cheyenne, but you as far as being the home and the road team, but Bismarck High as the 4 seed would be at Fargo Shanley, the 1 seed, and Cheyenne would be at Minot, the 2 seed. So I think the media has it pretty close, and it'll switch a little bit with some of these teams playing each other throughout the week. I don't know if I would drop Minot too far down there. I think probably third is pretty respectful in the poll, but then next week you're going to have the number 3 and 4 teams playing each other regardless, because either Minot's going to be number 3 or Bismarck High is going to be number 3. So I mean, throw that out. The game is going to be in Bismarck, and it's going to be a big game for the Magi.
Do I lose integrity if I vote for Minot High at number 1 again this week? I was one of those 2 votes you saw there.
Well, yeah, it's a free country, so I would. I get, like you said, it's only a vote, and really in the long scheme of things, it doesn't matter too much. But I'm anxious to see how Minot rebounds, and I think they're easily a top 3 team in the state of North Dakota, and if they can go into Bismarck High, get a big win against a big rival next week, and then maybe hope that Bismarck High helps them out a little bit, and maybe we could see the Magi at home for a few weeks in the playoffs.
Well, somebody like Scott Woodmansey, Todd Domrys, Chuck Claremont, maybe it's Chase Miller from your live event, or Brad Anderson over here on the east side of the state. They'll probably put Minot at number 1 just so it looks like I was the one that voted on it that way, and then I'll get scrutinized, I'm sure. No, you make a good point, though. I think that the Magi are still in that conversation without question. Time for our move of the game here tonight. The move of the game is brought to you by our friends at Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers can help you with your moving and storage needs. They have locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage. Find them online, jobberswarehouse.com. Time for our move of the game here tonight. Well, there's a couple here, Dave, and there's one that I think we both agree on as being the move of the game, and that was that kickoff to start the second half where the Mustangs ended up with the ball back after they kicked it. That was really the game changer and the turning point because they scored on the next possession.
Right, and really an opportunity there for Minot to possibly get a 2-score lead if they could put together a possession. And really a credit to Cheyenne for executing the play. And, immediately after that, too, I mean, Minot, we saw some different kids on the field for the kickoff. So, changing it up per se a little bit. So that definitely just a huge play in the game. I mean, you go back a few years with Minot playing in the state championship game against West Fargo High School, and the second half Minot was going to get the ball, and Coach Gibson for West Fargo called a squib kick, and West Fargo recovers it, and they score right away, and Minot's kind of on their heels. It kind of reminded me a little bit about that a few years ago in that game too, and those just big changes on special teams, are all the difference in games like this.
Honorable mention here tonight in our MVP of the game, coming up with the highlight in just a moment. As we see, tonight's showdown could have went either way as far as our player of the game. By the way, that move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Again, moving across town or across the country, Jobbers can help you with your moving and storage needs. It's Jobbers. Find them online, jobberswarehouse.com. Time for our MVP of the game here tonight. This was the highlight that I had queued up for our move of the game as well here tonight, Dave, because it really was one that put the nail in the coffin, but it comes from the same kid. Here's your MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. How about this pass and play to Caleb Deere? Went up in coverage in the end zone against,
I believe it was Talon Junt for Minot, Nick, who was in a really good spot, and really that's probably exactly where he was supposed to be in coverage. But sometimes the dudes show up in those big moments, and a credit to Caleb Deere is he made a really big play to kind of almost salt the game away for the Mustangs.
Congratulations, Caleb Deere. Tyson Rosiska would be on the other side for the Magi here tonight for me with what he was able to do against Cheyenne. Would those be two fair picks for your MVPs here tonight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tough running for Rosiska. A big touchdown in the fourth quarter to give Minot the lead. Definitely a kid that plays a lot of snaps both ways. So can really appreciate that kind of effort.
Move of the game brought to you by Jobbers. Tonight's MVP of the game, once again, brought to you by our friends at Sport Clips. Signing with a hairstylist today at Sport Clips. Get the MVP haircut experience. Dave, your closing thoughts on this showdown here tonight?
Well, Nick, I think we saw a pretty good high school football game. Two really good teams. If you'd have told me at the end of the night it's going to be a one-score game, I would have said yeah. I mean, either way, really. When the game's on the line with under 2 minutes to play, I mean that's a fun night of football. I'm really excited to see how Minot responds. I mean, it's tough sledding now in AAA football with everybody playing everybody, and it's got to be a turn the page mentality really quick because Thursday night, whether it's at the Bowl or Legacy High School for the Magi, that's going to be a big one. You want to stay in that 2 or 3 seed area for the time being, and maybe hold off playing Shanley. Ending up, you'd rather play Shanley in the Fargo Dome than playing Shanley on their home field, I guess you'd say. But no, another big one from the Minot. It just keeps on coming at them, you could say.
Well, next week, week number 7. Start with volleyball. Tuesday nights, Bismarck and Minot, the Demons and Magi, and girls volleyball. That will be a fun matchup. Thursday night, a doubleheader. Volleyball, Legacy and Century at 7 o'clock. I'll be at the football field in the Community Bowl, the MDU Resources Community Bowl, as Mark Gibson and Chauncey Hendershot go head-to-head in a battle of old rivals inside of the WDA. It's high school football Thursday night as well. I'll be on the call starting with the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show at 6:30. Week's not done there for the PSP Network as we've got more football Friday night. Centuries at Legacy. And Velva and Bishop Ryan come onto the airwaves in a Region number 3 single A matchup. Bryce Gutnick and I will have the call of that one coming your way on Friday evening. Well, partner, I got to tell you, it was great to see you. A lot of fun here. There's no Shots Crossroads here in Fargo, but there's a Space Aliens and a B-Dubs. We could probably, if it's all right with your family, maybe we can make our way on over there.
Well, I'm sure they're probably all asleep the way my household runs. Although I do have a 12-year-old, and I am gonna hear from him a little bit. He will be a Cheyenne Mustang student. He goes to the middle school right now, so he will have bragging rights. But that's okay. I'm sure I'll hear a little bit when I get home.
We sure appreciate you being here. You tell that young man that it's just fine to have your favorite teams. You can't always be right in life.
Right.
Only a joke, of course. A good one tonight. It had a little bit of everything. Field goals, pick sixes, big-time highlights. Old-fashioned grudge match here, to say the least. For my partner, Mr. Dave Wilson, appreciate him joining us here tonight. Thanks to all those sponsors again, including Shots Crossroads and Planning Team Financial Advisors, bringing you the post-game here tonight. Got a full moon here in West Fargo. They're about to shut the lights off on us. Time to get on out of here. We'll see you next week for high school volleyball and then high school football coming your way on the PSP Network. Until then, signing off for my partner, Mr. Dave Wilson. I'm Nick Holberg. Be safe this weekend. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Clean it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.